Welcome to the Overtly Disagreeable podcast where two assholes talk about nothing. We're your hosts. My name is Ken and this is Shane.
Hello, everyone.
We saw the Joker movie recently.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
saw it on Tuesday.
Yeah, we
Cheap
survived
answers.
the incel shooting.
Yeah,
That didn't happen.
yeah. The overhyped left-wing media wants people to get shot up in a theater.
Yeah, they want to.
Propaganda.
They want news.
Yeah.
Well, we survived it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for warning us, left-wing media.
Yeah. I went prepared to die, and I thankfully came out with my life.
Yeah, there we go. Congrats. Do you wanna talk about it now, or do you want to talk about your week?
Sure, we can talk about Joker. I don't care. What do you want to start off with?
I really did like the movie.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I liked it. I mean, I definitely didn't dislike it, but it didn't like blow my pants off either.
No?
My biggest problem with it, and it's not even a problem, is that I just want more.
Oh, more
You know what
Joker.
I mean? Like,
yeah.
I want my part 2
Mhm.
now.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? I want to see him be the Joker now. Like, because this is all leading up to him being the Joker, even though he is the Joker for some part
Like
of
the
it.
very, very, very end.
But I want to see 100% him invested in being the
Mhm.
Joker, creating mayhem.
Yeah. I told you, just watch Dark Knight.
Then I did. I
Oh,
watched
you
it
did?
the other night, yeah.
Okay.
I watched it in 2 parts because I fell asleep. But yeah, I went home and I watched The Dark Knight because I was thinking about it.
I really liked that, at least this is my opinion, that they made the Joker himself, like, not political at all. Like, he doesn't care about
Yeah.
rich people. Like, even when he's... I shouldn't talk about it in too much detail, but, like, he's talking to some rich person, and he's just like, I don't want your money. I don't want anything.
Well, that's in the particular, like, situation that he was in the movie. He
Yeah.
might not completely say, I don't care about rich people.
Mm-hmm.
I think he does have an skewed aspect of, like, certain people in society
Mm-hmm.
take advantage or take for granted everyone else that has to live in that society that's not on top of the pile.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has that perspective, but I think in the scene you're talking about, he has a different objective in mind that's not fuck the rich. You know what I mean? He had
Well,
something that-
no, it seemed to me like there wasn't really any point in the movie where he was like, fuck the rich. Like,
well, I
can't
mean, he
really
didn't
think-
specifically say that, but that's basically his speech he gives when he's at the end of the movie, when he's like, you people treat us like trash.
Yeah.
And that's basically like, it's a very generalized version of
Mhm.
anybody could be in this, even if you do have a little bit of money and you just look down upon all these other people
Yeah.
in
yeah.
society. But yeah, it's not, I wouldn't say it's hyper specific about
Mhm.
fuck the rich, whereas the mob in the movie
The mob
is very specifically
The mob is
upset
very
about,
specific. Yeah,
the-
which I really like.
Yeah.
It also shows how he is like henchmen and stuff.
Yeah, but they're not even like, again, part of the reason of him not being fully Joker, it's like they're not even his henchmen. They're just inspired by what he did.
Yeah,
Similarly to how
but
Batman inspires people to be good.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
But because of what happens at the end of the movie, like everyone knows, you know, this is the Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now he
they
has
follow
followers.
him.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just thought they did, you know, a great job of respecting like the comic book character and just
Yeah.
setting everything up.
It was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Again, I kind of want to go see it again because I'm sure there's some nuanced things that I might have glossed over or not
Mhm.
enjoyed as much. But sorry, not enjoyed is not the right word. Like, didn't get to enjoy as much because I was too busy on the
Just trying to
watch the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As opposed to the second, third viewing, you can
Mhm.
start to get like, ooh, these small
feel-
things.
I feel like for someone like me, it's a hard movie to sit down through again because it's a very slow moving
It
movie.
is.
Like nothing happens for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And any type of like small twists that happen
Mm-hmm.
are like a one hitter quitter, and then the next time you watch it, you already know what's going to happen. So it kind of means nothing.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Unfortunately, that would be the only downside of the movie is that any type of like psychological twist, you know it's coming already. So you're basically watching the movie again just to watch the ride.
That's pretty much it.
Whereas,
yeah.
like, you could watch another movie and enjoy the entire action sequence again and be like, that was a cool action sequence. Whereas
Mhm.
this movie is just like, yeah, I'm watching it again. That's cool.
That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I was telling you how it looked like they were very loosely trying to make it like a prequel to The Dark Knight, where the way the Joker looks and the masks of the mob,
Yeah.
like the clown mask. You pointed out the car scene where
Yeah.
he's in the cop car.
Other people have pointed that out too.
Okay, there
online.
we go. It's very reminiscent
Yeah.
of Dark Knight. I don't think that'll happen because after putting some thought into it, I'm just like, oh, for financial reasons, they'd never do that.
Yeah, it's likely that they're not. I mean, it's easier to have encapsulated stories
Mm-hmm.
than it is to like try to weave in and out after like what? It's been like 10 years since The
Yeah.
Dark Knight.
Well, I mean,
2009. That's a
yes,
long fucking time to be calling back to Christian Bale.
I feel like that they would use this as an opportunity to just put him into like the Justice League, like the current DC cinematic universe.
If they even continue with that.
I hope,
Because
oh,
Ben
fuck,
Affleck's
yeah.
out.
Ben Affleck is out, and is Henry Cavill still? Is that his name? Is he still out?
I don't actually know.
Because I remember a while ago they said he was out, but I don't know if that was actually confirmed.
Yeah, and they already have a new Batman in works with Robert Pattinson.
I think it's good casting. I'm fine with it.
We'll see. I mean, everyone thought that Michael Keaton was going to be a garbage Batman, and he's one of people's favorite Batmans.
Yeah.
So I mean, you really can't know until you see it. Same thing with Heath Ledger.
Mm-hmm.
Heath Ledger was doing like cowboys fucking each other in the mountains, and like
that movie wasn't gay enough.
What was the other one? Like The Knight's Tale and stuff like that, like fluff movies basically, which aren't bad. And then he did Joker and blew everyone's fucking pants off.
Oh, that's something else that I really like about this movie. There's at least nothing that I can remember that's like an iconic line. Because like in the Dark Knight movie, you know, he says, "Why so serious?"
Yeah.
And that's an iconic line. That's one of the reasons why I fucking hate Joker cosplayers.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that didn't really happen in this movie.
See, I I think "Why so serious" is not a bad line to be quoting from that movie necessarily, but I do understand your sentiment of it's far too overused and no one else can either get something from the character themselves. So to my point of that, I like the part when he goes to Harvey Dent in The Dark Knight and he's like, "Add a little anarchy."
That's a good, yeah.
I like that one because like the sentiment of what he's talking about in the moment is very much like a Joker type of mentality. It's like, let's add a little spice, but he's saying it in his own way.
Just make things a little bit crazier.
Yeah.
That's a better line. But even if that were the popular line, then that would just piss me off anyways.
Yeah, I know. It would just end up being that was the one that everyone would quote. So.
Yeah. And, you know, I've explained a couple times on this podcast how much I hate Joker cosplayers.
Yeah. Well.
So much.
The trying to ride coattails of whatever's hot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, do that Joker cosplay, like, now, and I'd have a little more respect for you than the 20 that I saw on every corner that winter and for the next 3 years.
Yeah. Well, like, my big problem, again, is just they never want to break character. They just want to stay in character for, like, if you're at a party, they'll just stay as, you know, with that character for, like, the whole party. And just, fuck off. Leave me alone.
I mean, it could be a fun gimmick to do at least once. Maybe not necessarily with just the Joker, because I have my Riddler cosplay.
Anybody who's going to stay in character for the entire duration of an event can go fuck themselves.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's Halloween. You're dressing up. You're playing pretend anyways. I mean, like, if you think about it, you have two extremes. You have someone who's completely invested in their costume and their character, and then you have a hot chick wearing a fucking a piece of toast or like a fucking a road cone as a thing of I'm a sexy road cone.
Yeah, it's such a fucking stereotype.
So I mean, it's like pick your poison.
I saw, again, I shouldn't bring it up, but TikTok again. There was just a video of this girl just saying like, "Oh, now I can finally. My mom isn't gonna decide what I'm dressing for once.
Yeah.
And I'm finally deciding my own dress, and then it's just what I'm going to be this year is sexy something. I can't even remember. And I'm just like, the one time you get to make your own decision, and you chose a fucking stereotype, you dumb bitch.
Well, she's rebelling because it's sexy. She's using her sex to empower herself.
It's not rebelling when everyone else fucking does it.
Yeah, but she's not normally doing that, so for her, it's empowering.
It's still dumb. I saw an ad for, what was it, Gap, where it's, it's Gap. It's just, nice, colorful clothing, but it's a bunch of kids holding signs like they're protesting. Oh. And I'm just like, wow.
Does it say Gap on it, or does it say stuff?
I think it says Gap.
Oh, okay.
So it's basically like protesting has become the new hot thing.
Yeah, of course. Well, being woke is what makes you money, because then everyone knows that you're showing everyone how not racist you are.
Yeah.
Until you have to, actually put it into practice, and then people are like, wait a second, you're racist from my perspective anyways.
my whole philosophy on like racism and stuff is, if you know you're not racist, then you don't fucking need to tell the world 24/7. You know you're not racist. If you're trying to constantly tell the world that you're not racist, then you don't know if you're racist.
Yeah.
You need other people's validation for it. hey, Mr. Black Man, can you tell me I'm not racist? Please tell me I'm not racist.
I'm your ally to confirm that I'm not racist.
Yeah, fuck those people.
It's like a male feminist.
Oh God, it's fucking. I hate
I
them.
can't get laid, so I'm just gonna say the right things that women like, and then
Mhm.
hopefully by being in their circle, eventually they'll fuck me.
Yeah,
Except that they have no respect for me.
that's right. I think there was a report a while ago that said that typically women don't date like male feminists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust me, I've gone through, like, not to say that I am not a feminist, but I'm not a male feminist, as that quote unquote moniker has its like dirtiness to it.
Yeah.
But
Well, to
like,
us it does. To a lot of
it's
people,
true.
it doesn't.
That's a
Yeah.
good point from our perspective.
Mhm.
But like, I've done that thing where it's like being the gentle. I'm not saying, again, I'm not saying do the complete opposite, but I've been the like gentle, trying to be understanding. Bitches don't want that.
No,
They
don't.
want that up to a degree, but the dude that they want to sleep with and or date is
Mhm.
not that dude. They want that to be accessible from the person that they're with,
Mhm.
but they don't want that to be the only characteristic that they have. So it's
No.
better to just be yourself and be honest with it. And if
Mhm.
you're an asshole, you're an asshole. Find a chick who likes an asshole. If you're a fucking guy who likes being in touch with your feelings, put that shit on the low. This is my advice for anybody. Put that shit on the low, bring that shit in, make her appreciate it after you've given her the dick.
Yeah, women. Well, women are lazy. They don't want somebody who's constantly like, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Like constantly soft about everything. They
Or
want the guy who's going to make the decisions for them.
Yeah,
because
every once in a while
they-
they actually want some.
well, even like just hitting
power.
on them and stuff. It's
Yeah. No, I've had that issue too, where it's like I've tried to be passive with women
Mhm.
and be like, "You make the first move. You tell me. You give me the consent."
Yeah.
Like with like 5-6 years ago,
Mhm.
I was doing that shit. Never works.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Women want you to just, and again, not always, but if you need to read the room.
Mhm.
If they come, like I had a girl I met at Emerald City at a speed dating thing, and she just happened to live in North Van.
Okay.
And Emerald City takes place
I
in
remember you
Seattle.
mentioning something like this. But anyways, go on.
Yeah, so it takes place in a different city in a
Yeah.
different country,
And she just happened to live in North Van.
which is like
That's
the
dope.
next city over from where I live, and
Yeah.
we connected through the speed dating. So it wasn't even
Mhm.
just like, oh, I know that you live in North Van and you live in Vancouver. It's like, no, we both found each other interesting. So we
Mhm.
went on a date, and that went well. Then we went on another date. That went pretty good,
Mhm.
but I didn't really push to make any moves.
Mhm.
I literally had her over here, and I think she was giving me some hard signals to like get down and dirty.
Yeah.
Because she was wearing like basically booty shorts.
Okay.
And I'm not particularly necessarily attracted to that.
Yeah.
Always, like once in a while, I
Do you-
suppose.
Do you mean that attitude or booty shorts?
Just booty shorts.
Yeah, I agree. I know
Like-
what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like I can appreciate it. It looks nice sometimes, but for me, it's not something that I'm like, oh, booty shorts means pussy time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or like it just I can't do anything but like just think about pussy when someone's wearing booty shorts. Like
Yeah.
it's clothing,
Yeah.
right? But to the thing that I'm trying to outline is she came over like that in my house
Mhm.
alone with me. I
Mhm.
made her dinner, and all we did was just watch stuff because I was just didn't make a move.
Mhm.
Guess what? I bet you pretty sure I should have made a
You
move
probably should have. Yeah.
because after that,
I've made that mistake.
yeah, I know. It's like
Yeah.
sometimes you just got to
Yeah.
read the room. Sometimes you
Yeah.
make mistakes, but like that, like always being on the
Mhm.
defensive or always being like,
Mhm.
I'm here to make you feel comfortable. Bitches don't
Good.
actually want that 100% of the time. They
Well,
want
it's-
like a little bit of a fraction.
I think it's more like they're not used to it. Like
You think
they
so?
don't need to do that, so they've never
suppose.
learned those skills, right? Like that's a skill that typically men have to learn, because otherwise we're just not.
Oh,
gonna
you
get,
mean
like,
learn to be like,
assertive like that? You know,
Oh,
like
I see.
women don't need to learn. At least in the dating world,
Yeah.
women don't need to learn that skill.
I've heard that from some of my female friends too. If I've tried to like work through what the fuck's wrong with me in the past, or why that hasn't like panned out when all I'm doing is being theoretically comforting and welcoming, and I'm not trying to like pat myself on the back or anything, but you know, like make them feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, not sometimes women just want you to be like not aggressive physically, but like aggressive,
Just assertive.
assertive. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
Just say
they-
what you want.
they just like that, and
Mhm.
by not doing anything actually turns women off more because they're like, what the fuck's wrong with me?
Yeah,
He's not
yeah,
doing
that,
something,
yeah.
you know what I mean? And I was like, you know what,
They internalize it.
that's a good point. I don't
Yeah.
know what they're thinking, so I don't know how they're actually reacting. So
Mhm.
it's like, now I try to like, if someone's in my face and is showing interest,
Mm-hmm.
I'll just
Go for it.
push it. You
Mhm.
tell me where to stop. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I just tell people that now. It's easier. Like, it's the same thing with like any kinky fetish stuff I do in bed. It's like, I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna keep going, but you got to
You
tell
just
me.
tell me when to stop
You
explicitly.
Tell me, you tell me where the line is, and
Yeah.
I will no longer cross that line. And I'll take a step back, and that'll be the barrier.
Yeah. Well, it's a little bit harder nowadays with like every wrong movement just can really get you fucked up as a dude. I mean, to be fair, I've never actually known a guy to be fucked over like that, like with the whole Me Too movement, just by making a wrong move. Like, I've heard about it in news and stuff.
Or like Aziz Ansari, where it's like a bad date turns into quote unquote rape.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit scary.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. Well,
that's, barring my own personal issues I'm trying to work through in the last little while, like that's part of the reason also that I haven't really invested a lot of time into dating. It's just like, I don't know, maybe it's a shitty excuse, but I'm just like, between the Me Too era kind of mentality, it's like, I don't know what kind of woman I'm getting myself involved with, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's almost like an extreme version of what dudes would criticize women for before, where it's like, one dude's creepy and the other dude's hot, and the only difference is that you're attracted to this one, you're not attracted to this one. They're doing the exact same thing. It's almost like an extreme version of that, except they know all the answers and I know absolutely nothing, right? It's like you're just rolling a fucking dice and you don't know if you got a one until after you get the one. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that's
the dice has already been rolled.
But you're blindfolded. You're not gonna see it.
You gotta go through all the motions, and then they're like, by the way, 3 days ago I rolled a one. Like, what the fuck, dude? You could have told me that.
No, I definitely feel you, man. There's also, I just feel like being an adult now. I mean, I call myself a man child a lot, but like just being an adult and just living. Like, a couple weeks ago, I was talking to this girl I really liked, and she was talking to me back. But like, almost every time, as soon as I got home, I was just like, just fucking leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I did like her, but I was just like, I just want to relax. Like, I don't want to think about shit.
Yeah. Like, and have to be engaged on and off throughout the entire night.
Yeah, like I'm not interested in that right now.
Well, I mean, it's like priorities, right?
Yeah.
When you are, you are.
I suppose, yeah.
Or when you are, you will be. When you will be, you are engaged.
And it's weird because like I don't want her to think I'm not interested in her, but it's what's closer to the truth is at the time I just wasn't interested in talking to her.
Yeah. You just want to chill out.
I just want to chill out.
Yeah. I mean, depends on what kind of chick it is, but you could just convey that. Some people I just like.
It's hard to say.
If I have a close enough relationship with some people, I'll be like, in more words than this, I'll just be like, I'm gonna tell you this now to be nice, but you need to fuck off and leave me alone a little bit because I just want to chill out. And they're like, okay.
Well, you're my best friend, so I would probably tell you that. But for a normal person, it would probably be like 7 or 8 o'clock, and I'm just like, I'll just probably say, oh, I need to go to sleep. I have to wake up early tomorrow. Just some bullshit excuse, just so I can stop talking to the person.
Yeah, I mean, whatever works, right?
Yeah, but
anything pan out with her? Or is it a slow roll?
No, I think that really pissed her off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not too bad.
It is what it is. As as I was doing it, I'm just like, this might cause me to just get nothing out of this, but I really just want to relax right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's short-term goals, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's always about the short-term goals. You should never think more than one day ahead.
Dude, fucking, this brain never stops ticking.
So how was your week, man? After we talked about the Joker and then went on to dating shit.
Oh, one more thing I want to say about the Joker.
Oh yeah.
Incels created Antifa is what I got from the Joker. What I said to you after the movie.
It's kind of it, yeah. Incels created Antifa. Yeah. They're one and the same.
Yeah. It's the chicken and the egg.
Yeah.
Which one created which? Except it's definitely the incels created Antifa. So the heart of Antifa is born from
incelibacy. There we go. That's the word I'm trying to go for. So. Yeah. But it was a solid movie. I just want to say that.
Definitely go see it. And don't afraid to get a shot.
Yeah.
My week been kind of weird. I don't know how to put it. I had that family dinner on Monday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Canadian Thanksgiving
in October. I don't know. It was kind of like whatever. Just a family dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Been playing some games.
No, you haven't.
Playing some games, but definitely not as much as I used to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I only played 2 games of Smite, and that was today.
Mm-hmm.
Been playing a lot of Apex. I've been hype on Apex. I keep getting like compilation videos on Facebook
Oh shit. Okay.
of like people doing Apex stuff, and I'll just go
Facebook has
home.
found your niche.
Yeah, a little bit. I think it's because I also click on it because
Mhm.
there was a while too where I got a bunch of Salt Bay videos
Mm-hmm. Oh.
where he's just abusing meat. That's how I describe it because he like slaps steaks around and shit like that.
I know the videos you're talking about. I've
and
actually never been too into the Salt Bay meme.
me neither. But then for some reason I got one, and I was like, he's still a chef, so I wanted to see what he's doing and stuff like
Mhm.
that. Cause some of the stuff is like it's fun to watch him make like some crazy steak sandwich where he's just pouring like cheese sauce that he made on it. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh fuck yeah, now that looks good.
Has Gordon Ramsay ever like been to his restaurant or anything?
I don't know.
Okay.
But then I was getting a bunch of those videos, and then I just stopped recently.
Okay.
But like I don't get as many. Like I used to get like 3, 4, just scrolling through my friends. Now I get like maybe 1 every
Okay.
day. But the new one of that is the Apex compilation videos, where it's just like different little clips that people have taken and then put like 4 or 5 of them together.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like
I know what
Apex
you're saying.
memes.
Yeah.
So I've been
It's
watching a lot of
basic
that, and then I'll go home and I'll be like, man, I just want to play Apex. So I've been playing like a couple rounds of Apex every night. I'm honestly, I know I've said this last week, my skill curve definitely shot up in the last like month.
Okay. So what's your average damage per round? Would you say?
Anywhere from on the low end of a good game. Let's say it's a good game, right?
Okay.
Where I don't get fucked off the rip, and then like I last to like top 5, top 3,
Mhm.
or win. It's usually anywhere from 400 damage to 800, and I've gone upwards of 1300 damage.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned the 1300.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's a
fucking-
very rare one. I've only
Well-
broken 1,000 maybe 3 times total,
even-
but I'm a team player.
Even getting just like, I would say even getting to 400 is a task in itself.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of damage.
You gotta stay alive enough to shoot somebody. You have to get the kill. You have to do the damage. You have to rack it up. Then you have to still not get shot because you're shooting at people. But I like it. I like the new map a lot. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I like playing with my friends.
Okay.
I played this. They have a Halloween event going on
Mm-hmm.
where you solo queue, you drop, and then I think it's 20 people, might be more.
Okay.
Start, and then you kill each other. But as you kill each other, when you die, you come back as a shadow.
Oh.
So
and
you
then-
move really fast, and you basically have the. Did you play any Apex?
very little.
Okay, so there's a certain site that's called a digital threat,
Okay.
where when you look through it in ADS,
Right. I know what you're saying.
you can
Yeah,
see
yeah.
red around it, so
Yeah.
you can see through smoke and shit like that. But it's like a gold site.
Yeah.
The shadows can do that naturally,
Oh, cool.
so they can see like the legends running around, and the shadows they have like a third to a quarter of normal health
Okay.
right off the rip, so they die quick. But you come back and you respawn.
I see.
And then when the legends get to 10, then an evac zone appears, and then everyone has to run for the evac zone, and then the last 10 legends have to try to get out
Oh.
as the shadows are trying to get at them.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's either the shadows win by taking all the legends out, or the
Mhm.
legends, like some of them
They
evac.
escape.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's fucking dope.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's going till November 5th.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
And it's on the old map, but at night.
So all the shadows are on one team and the legends are on another team.
Yeah.
So it's like it's
But
just two teams.
But it doesn't start out like that. It starts out where it's like a normal game of Apex,
Mm-hmm.
where you land, you get your loot, and then you're fighting legends. But every time you kill a legend, it adds a shadow to the shadow team.
Yeah, I
So,
see.
and then basically, you don't like the legends don't actually start working together
Mhm.
till there's only 10 legends left.
I see what you're saying.
So you have
I mean,
to
they can
pump.
still kill each other if they want, right?
They could still kill
Yeah,
each other
but
if they
it's just
want.
it's more beneficial. To
Yeah,
take
because then
out
you
the
can take
shadow.
out the shadows.
Yeah. But then there might be times where like the dropship is just about to land and the legends start shooting each other. Or
It's
something like that.
possible.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen that. Most times it's like once it hits 10, everyone starts working together and runs for the evac zone.
Can the shadows shoot each other as well?
They don't get guns. They get melee attacks.
Oh,
but
can they ki-
the melee attacks do a crazy amount of damage. Like I had purple armor,
Mhm.
and it took 2 hits to take me out.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a shit ton of damage.
That's a shit ton of damage. I know.
But can the shadows hurt each other?
I don't think so.
Okay. So their goal is just to take you out. That sounds
Yeah.
like, and you queue up as a single player,
Yeah.
right?
So you can't queue up with your friends. Kind of sucks because I'd like to, even if it's like, oh, you're a shadow because you got killed. Like I still like to play.
Yeah, I
with my
get what
friends.
you're saying.
So I wish you could do that, but yeah, it's a
I get-
solo queue.
Yeah, I mean, you could be in party chat, but there's no guarantee you'll be in the same game.
Yeah, exactly. Unless you like really push it to be like, I'm queuing right the second, then maybe you might get in the same game. But
Ooh,
it's a battle royale. There's like 80 games going on plus at a time.
Yeah.
Like how many times I think about this sometimes where it's like you get killed at like your rank 10 or something or whatever the spot 10 and you die and then you load up another game. That other game's still going.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that other game, yeah.
So it's like they're just games and games going and going and going. So it's like there's no real like chance that you're probably going to be queued up with your friends.
Yeah, and that's a real shame. That is probably something that they should try to work on because people are like you, they want to play with their friends.
Yeah. And it's a dumb like event thing. It's not like anyone's playing for fucking ranked points.
Honestly though, that event sounds like so much fun.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's weird. I told one of my friends about this, my coworker. I was like, I had a dream about Apex where it was at nighttime, and this was like a month and a half ago.
Okay.
I had a dream about Apex at nighttime, and it was like on this weird map where there was like a cliff, and then you drop down. So I'm like, if there's ever a time where Apex comes out with a night map and a different map, I called it. And then I like turned to her the other day, and I'm like, they fucking have a night event, a nighttime event for one of the maps. Now it doesn't. The part of my dream where it's the location isn't the right thing, but the fact that it's nighttime, because normally both maps have been daytime maps.
Yeah. They both. Well, I don't know the second one, but I'm pretty sure
daytime.
It was daytime. Yeah.
So I was again like with the Dave Chappelle thing, of the joke that I made months before the special came out, and then he made it even though he shot the special like months before it actually came out. Somehow I'm just fucking.
I prefer this map, the one with the ghosts or whatever. I forgot what you called them. That's nighttime then.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be better if it started out as day, and then as players started dying more and more,
that's more
the day shifts.
That's more like programming and shit like that.
I suppose.
It's easier just to be like, it's Halloween, it's nighttime. Like no one goes out trick or treating when it's fucking like 3:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's a real shame. Kids need to do it earlier. Get that fucking candy.
So yeah, there's that. What else? One of my bosses is stressing me out at work again, pissing me the fuck off.
Why?
Just comes in complaining about bullshit. Like, we barely have any work on the board, and I'm like at lunch, and I hear him talking to the other employee because there's only like 3 of us. One's my assistant, there's me, and then there's the dude who works on the manual. He goes over to the guy that he's working on manual, and it's like, why don't you start getting some experience on the auto, which is the machine that I work.
Yeah.
And he's like, also, I'm going to come in next week and print some jobs. And I'm like, first off, that just pisses me off right off the rip that he's even saying that because I work the fucking auto. It's my job. So that means it's infringing on my work.
I thought that the manual was harder to use than the auto.
Can be, but the jobs that we give the manual are a little bit easier so he can manage them.
I see.
So it's like a 1-2 color.
All right.
Maybe a 3 color depending on what the job is or something like that. Or if it's not a lot of pieces, he'll get like a multicolor one, and that way it's like he's only doing 10.
Okay.
But he's doing like 4 or 5 colors.
Okay.
Whereas I'm doing consistently like 2 to 3, maybe even 4 colors consistently, always on the machine.
Yeah.
Bulk orders.
Yeah.
So that pissed me the fuck off, and got me all frustrated at work. And then I'm looking at the board, and like basically I have 4 jobs for next week.
Okay.
Like the upcoming Monday. One of them is 2 of them are reprints.
That sucks.
That are under 10 pieces.
Oh, that's not so bad. Okay.
Yeah, I know, but like still. Again, this is infringing on my work.
Yeah.
One of them I've already done half the job.
Okay.
And then the other one is a 1-color job that's like less than 100 pieces. So I'm going to fire that off in less than an hour. So I barely have enough work for like a day. Let's be generous. Let's say 2 days of work.
Okay.
And he's talking about coming in and doing printing, right? Taking my work away.
I see what you're saying.
So like if he does do that and he does decide to print, I'm just going to go into the office or something like that. And it's not, I'm just going to watch YouTube videos and get paid for it. I'm just going to be like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving because there's no work to do because you came in and decided to take my work. I'm just going to fucking go and watch videos. If you don't like it, then you can fuck off. Let me do my fucking job. I'm so fucking annoyed. And I've been like, I keep talking to the actual operations manager because this was the guy who I was originally hired by.
Yeah. Who sold it, right?
Who sold his company.
Yeah.
And now he's like a partner, but his partner status is much lower because he's out supposed to be selling and making sales, and he's not supposed to be involved, whereas the new guys, the other owner who's there or partner, I should say, because he's not the owner. The other partner who's there, has his own company, is the operations manager for
what
our
you guys
company.
do, yeah.
So realistically, if anyone's gonna fire me, it has to come from him, and not the boss who hired me.
Okay, fair
so
enough.
So I'm like on the verge of like I'm waiting for him to fucking bitch and complain about something, so I can just tell him to go fuck himself.
Well, they can't really fire. I mean, they can.
They could,
but...
and if they do fire me, I have like 5 years of like severance that I could basically call on. And I looked it up a while ago. It's like every 6 months they have to give you a week's worth of pay.
Really?
So like at that point, I'm like sitting on 10 weeks worth of pay.
Oh,
and I'm
so
like, go ahead, fire me. Your company won't be able to manage without me, pretty much, without my level of production. And I'm gonna go and take a fucking 2.5 month vacation and then call up one place and get a job again. So no, I'm not worried. You know what I mean? Like I feel like fucking Superman at this point.
Yeah, well, you have that other business that tries to get you to work for them every once in a while.
I might have burned that bridge a little bit because he called me like last year or earlier this year, and I just didn't have the time or effort to want to respond to it.
I know.
So I kind of fucked it up a little bit. Maybe. I don't really like going back and groveling, but you know, that option I suppose is on the table.
Yeah.
So that kind of pissed me off. What was it? Thursday, I'm going to leave in the morning, right? And I don't know what compels me to do this, but the cat's sitting on the cat tree, and I look outside my balcony.
Okay.
And you know, I have that ottoman on the balcony.
Okay.
So in the last little while, the squirrels have been coming and like hiding their nuts.
Oh, they've been putting them in the ottoman?
In the ottoman, like digging out, like there's like foam and shit on my balcony and stuff
like
that.
I see. So they've dug into it. Okay, yeah. I see,
yeah. A squirrel died in my ottoman.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Holy
Straight
shit.
up. So I look out on the balcony and I'm like, there's a squirrel in the ottoman with his little fucking dumb head. And he was a pretty big squirrel too. Poking his fucking dumb. I don't know. My theory is that he either was sick already and went there because it was warm and like just to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Because he didn't dig through. My original idea was that it was like a mama squirrel and she had babies in the bottom of the ottoman because it has like a container.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
And then the lid comes up. But that wasn't the case. They didn't dig through. So they just did a top layer. So he was embedded in like with his head in just like a paw out of like the ottoman. And he was dead. I smacked on the glass, didn't move. I called up. I went looking to see what the city would do because I'm thinking like, who picks up the dead crows that are like on the sidewalks and shit like that? And it's got to be the city, right?
Yeah.
City explicitly says that they're not responsible for like taking care of wildlife when either they're dead or not.
Yeah.
Especially on public land or anything like that. So that was like immediately out. I'm like, that's gonna be way too. Even if I could get them on the hook for picking up the dead squirrel, it's gonna take way too long for them to actually get off their fucking asses to come send someone here to take the dead squirrel that's gonna be rotting on my fucking balcony. So that's not fucking happening. I called up a couple of pest control places. One was like booked up until Monday. I'm like, that's not fucking happening either. Okay. I'm not letting a dead squirrel rot in my fucking ottoman till Monday. Called up another place and they're like, we can come, and this is on Thursday by the way, we can come tomorrow, so on Friday at 1:00, and that's like when I'm at work, to come pick it up, $135. And I'm like,
what?
Fuck that. So I just like, I got a bunch of stuff from work. I got a bunch of gloves, mask, a couple garbage bags, and my initial idea was to just bag the entire ottoman, but the garbage bags were too small for the ottoman.
Yeah.
So what I ended up having to do was I got a friend to come over, and I don't do dead animals very well. Like, it just grosses me out. I had this long stance that I think I could handle a dead body of a person
but not
better than a dead crow.
God, I don't know. Like I think a person would freak me out. But anyways, go
ahead. So squirrel, I get them to like take the squirrel out of the ottoman, put it in a garbage bag, throw it over my balcony onto the lawn. Yeah, that wasn't the end of it. It just to get it out of there. Yeah. Then we I put one of the garbage bags over the top of the ottoman, and then taped it down with duct tape. And then we threw the ottoman over my balcony because I'm like, I gotta just get rid of this. Yeah. Who knows what this fucking thing was carrying? And it was dead in there. And I was getting like light whiffs of that fucking dead smell. Yeah. Oh, it was fucking gross, dude. So she put the squirrel in the trees. Okay. And then we got rid of everything. Like she was right. Originally I was gonna be like, let's take the ottoman and the dead squirrel through the building, but it's like she's like, no, that's probably not a good idea because it might like track stuff or the smell. Yeah. So like that was bad. So it was just, we just threw it over my second story balcony onto the lawn, and then
as long as nobody gets hurt.
Yeah. Well, it was nighttime, and we made sure. And then we just took it and threw it in the garbage, and squirrels in the garden, and threw out everything.
Yeah.
Gloves, doesn't matter. I immediately threw all the clothes in the wash.
Yeah, like, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like trying to be as safe as possible. And I got to Lysol the whole fucking balcony now.
Ugh.
So that was great.
That's creepy.
Yeah, really gross.
It's good that it happened during October.
Yeah,
that's the month where that kind of shit needs to happen.
Well, also the thing was, it was raining all day, because I was really worried that like a fucking crows. No, it's better.
Really?
Yeah, because I was thinking crows or something were gonna come onto my balcony and start like ripping its fucking head off.
Oh, but the rain masks the scent or something?
No, well, it might be that, but also like, how often do you see birds and shit like that and animals out in the rain? Right?
Yeah, fair enough.
So I was like at work, and I got to work, and then it like stopped raining. I'm like, fuck you, weather. And then the rain started again, and then halfway through the day, like the sun came out. I'm like, no, fuck you. And then it started raining again. I'm like, okay, just rain a little bit longer so I can get home.
I probably would have just like thrown it on the sidewalk just for another animal to eat.
Well, I mean, the trees.
But you did
right
leave
by
it there,
place,
yeah. But was it still in the garbage bag when you left
No, dumped it.
Oh, you did? Okay, yeah. As long as another animal can eat it.
Yeah, that I'm okay with. I just don't want it on my fucking balcony. It's fucking gross.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's been a tumultuous week. What else? Oh yeah, and then I worked 14 hours yesterday.
Yeah, you explained that.
Fucking
That's
shit
fucking
show.
bullshit.
Had 2 jobs that were due that day that I didn't get artwork or a work order for till 11 o'clock that day.
Oh my god.
Fucking brutal, dude. Had to stay there till 12:20. Didn't have dinner until like 12:31. That's part of the reason why I'm so pissed off at my boss, because I'm like, he's coming around thinking I'm just standing around with my thumb up my fucking ass, doing jack fucking shit, and I'm out here fucking making sure that work gets actually done on time, because the work that was due on Friday was getting picked up on Saturday for Sunday. So it's like, there is no breathing room. Well, and I'm not coming in.
He's probably just thinking, oh, you know, I've done that job that took 10 shirts that one time. How long would it how come Shane has taken such a long time to do 100 shirts? That's not that much more.
Yeah. It's like the fucking shit. It's like, it's so annoying. My operating manager came up to me. He's like, you know, yesterday when the boss came in, or I'm just going to reference him as the boss, but because I don't want to say his name. But when he came in, they were talking. They were talking at the end of the shop, and he was like, this is what was happening, because I had my back turned, and I just didn't even want to fucking deal with him.
Yeah. You just want to do your work.
Exactly. They were having a conversation, and one guy was looking at one person, and the other person was standing on an angle. So basically, I can't. It's hard for me to word this for the podcast, but for you, Ken. Basically, the boss, the operating manager. This is the boss.
The boss.
He's looking this way at me.
Okay.
And the operating manager is this, trying to have a conversation with him. That's his back. That's his front. So he's standing at a right angle to the person he's having a conversation with, poking his head, looking at me to see what I'm doing from across the shop.
That's so strange.
You see what I mean? You see how petty and like stupid it is? It's so fucking
just
frustrating. Well, it's only him. It's not even the operating manager.
Yeah.
Operating manager, I've already like told him what my personality is and stuff like that. So I come in pretty late. Like, I'm supposed to be in at 9. That's when most people are coming into work. I can come in at 10 if I want to, but I've been coming in at 11 lately because I've had a lot of like the anxiety thing with my throat, psychologically with the quitting weed, or mostly quitting weed, detoxing. That's been fucking with me. So I've been like this whole month and for a little while, I've been coming in at 11. It doesn't bat an eye. You know why? Because all the work gets done.
Yeah, he doesn't care as long
and
as
I've expressed that to him in the past, and he knows we've created an equilibrium where he knows that I'm capable of doing work and keeping myself on task, and he just wants me to be there every day and do work and keep busy. And as long as everything's done, he doesn't really care how it gets done or how late I have to stay or whatever. It's pretty nice, right?
Yes.
On the flip side, if it was busy, he'd want me in there earlier to do more stuff to make sure things get done on time and stuff like that, with a little more accountability. But he knows that I have the integrity to get the task done.
Yeah.
I've worked for the other guy who hired me for 5 years. I've been with him as the only employee who's been around for the last 5 years. Solid. And especially the only employee who's lasted 5 years in the shop. And I still haven't earned his respect enough to think that I am capable of doing anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's bullshit.
It's such fucking horseshit. There's nothing I can fucking do to prove to this fucker that I'm intelligent, that I'm capable, that I'm doing my job, that I'm not just standing around with my thumb up my ass.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, there have been tons of people who've come to the shop who have just fucked around for hours on end, and he doesn't even bat an eye. There was a guy that he had hired like a year and a half, 2 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
who would come in at 7:00 because he told him to, because he likes coming in at 7:00. My boss likes coming in at 7:00,
Okay.
like really early,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then he told this guy to come in at 7:00,
Okay.
right, to get ahead and prep things. I would come in at 9, and the shop would look literally no different. So this guy literally stood around doing absolutely nothing. You know, I'm being a little bit hyperbolic, but almost absolutely nothing for 2 hours of the day because he doesn't know what the fuck he's supposed to do. He's not a shop manager. He's a low-level employee. He's got far less experience than me, by far less, I mean none. In the printing.
Shouldn't he be coming in like maybe half an hour after you come in?
Or before? You know, that's reasonable. Half an hour before me. Exactly. But no, 7:00 because my boss likes yes men. He likes people who just say yes to him and do it.
That's most people.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is that, like, I've been fighting with this for so long where it's like, all he wants is the veneer of it looks like things are happening. It looks good, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just looks. I could literally shit on the floor, do absolutely nothing, but if it looks like everything's done, then he's happy.
Yeah,
and I've met
people like that.
I've had arguments, well, not arguments, but I've had discussions with almost every single manager that manages the shop or other employees about how fucking frustrating this is and how it's just a like facade that I need to put on to make him feel good, and how now apparently making him feel good is part of my job, but literally doing all the work and anything that I've done to like push the shop forward to be more organized or better means absolutely nothing.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Window dressing for a man who owns a business is more important to him than the actual work getting done.
Yeah.
It's fucking retarded, dude. It pisses me off so much.
Yeah, well, with my job, before I took over the role from my former colleague who quit like a year ago.
Yeah.
He was very, very, very good, and I wish I had this skill at making it look like he was very busy and did shit all the time. He knew like the right things to say.
I can do that. I can know the right things to say. Just people don't usually like them.
Well, but the thing is, like, he almost did like no work. That's the thing.
Oh.
Like after I took over his role,
you realize how little he was actually doing.
How much he missed, how much and like even like the technicians that worked under him, like after I took over, they're like, oh man, like you give us like way more information, like
a noticeable difference.
Like you help us way more. Like the people that worked under him did not like him at all. Yeah. But the management, like upper management and stuff, loved him. Like they thought that he was.
I fucking hate shit like that, dude. It's so fucking annoying because it's like, what's the point of me doing my job well if someone else can literally do jack shit and make it look good? Yeah. For doing nothing. It's like, who's actually doing something for your business? Yeah, like who's actually if the progress. Technicians are happier and have more information or are capable of doing their jobs better, doesn't that de facto make you more money rather than someone looking like they're doing it? Yeah. Like I don't understand. And I don't understand how people who are running businesses are supposed to be overseers and have a very complex view of the business can have such a minuscule idea of what getting work done is. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I feel like they're just sometimes, and this might be a bit of an excuse, maybe not a complete excuse. They're so busy like managing the money and just making sure everything is running barely that they don't look at operation. Yeah, that's kind of my point of view about it.
But it feels like, and I hate to turn it back on me, but it feels like the consistent viewpoint of my boss for pretty much the entire time I've worked for him is that I'm what's wrong with the shop and I'm not getting anything done. You know what I mean? Even though the most consistent thing of the shop has been me and my work.
Has he said anything specific though, or just...
No, he won't even talk to me, dude. In the last little while, he hasn't even talked to me about things like this. You know what I mean? You know what he does? Like one day he came in and we were working like not late, but like I came in at 10. So I was working till like 6 and he came in at like 5:36 and when no one was around and I was heating up boards, which is something I need to do to keep the heat consistent for the job. It's like a part of the job. And it takes like 5 minutes-ish to heat up the boards. And because I wasn't doing something literally in that 5 minutes that he was there for when I was heating up the boards, he talked shit to the other employees in the office about how I was standing around doing nothing, waiting for the boards to heat up.
That's terrible timing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
It's like,
of course it would happen at that time.
And then if the operations manager comes to me and talks to me about it, and I think this is what I talked about last week,
Mm-hmm.
where I got upset a little bit, where I was like, you know, he's talking this shit behind my back. He doesn't even know what the fuck he's talking about. He's like, listen, and this goes back to the veneer thing
Mm-hmm.
of like, just make it look like you're doing something. Like, just find something to do. Just look busy.
Mm-hmm.
So when he comes in and you're not printing, you're doing something. And that's not good enough, because the other day when I told you that he was like standing at a right angle to that guy, the operations manager that he was talking to, I wasn't printing and I was cleaning frames for one of the jobs we're doing the reprint for this upcoming week. And again, he's got that fucking shitty attitude of like looking at what I'm doing. And again, even more so, is he looking at the other employee working on the manual? No. This other employee brings in his fucking dog into work, walks it 3 times in a day. The last hour of almost every single day, he's just fucking off pretty consistently, like most days of the week. If someone's not there, like watching him or something, if my boss comes in and he like does not come in, if my boss does not come in and he's just doing his thing at 4:00, he does like a shutdown and does almost nothing for the next hour.
Oh, even though there's work to be done?
Even though there's work to be done, even though he might be in the middle of a job, right? Or the way that he goes about doing things is bullshit. Like, I'll burn frames. I'll burn like an entire job's worth of frames, 3-4 frames in a row. Burn, wash, burn, wash, burn, wash, back to back. He'll burn and blow out 1 frame at a time.
And you're supposed to do, and you would do all 3?
Be like fucking efficient about it. If you're gonna do a bunch of frames, do a bunch of frames all at once. Why are you blowing out 1 frame at a time if you know you're gonna have to burn, even if it's for different jobs? Why not just burn all your frames right away at the beginning of the day, or whenever you're doing that, even if it's at the end of the day, do it all at once and then wash them all at once back to back, rather than going burn, wash, start back at the beginning, burn, wash.
Yeah, there's a lot more moving
around.
I mean? That's
or not even just waiting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In the time that you can have this is like industry details, but in the time you can let a frame soak, right, with water, you could be setting up the next frame to be burned.
I see what you're
saying.
What I mean? Okay.
He doesn't even do that. He just walks away.
Oh my
rinses it off a little bit, walks away, rinses it off a little bit, walks away. You know what I mean?
But nobody paid.
But no one sees that, right? And I don't like fucking hissy fitting, like doing like little bullshit stuff like that where I'm talking about people behind their back. Like, it's not going to make a difference me saying that anyways, and I'm not the manager, so who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
You know, if no one's going to reprimand him, then let him get away with it. Who cares, right? Still pisses me off internally, but whatever, let him do it, right? But does my boss ever pay attention to that? No. This is the guy he's going to be like, you need to get more experience on the auto to do stuff. You know what I mean? Like, this is the shit that I'm dealing with. It's so fucking annoying.
That's fucking annoying.
So, like, that's been a lot of my frustration with work lately. But I've gotten some reassurance that I am secure in my position and stuff like that from the operations manager. Yeah. So I'm like, and everyone agrees with me that my boss pisses people off at work for his like shitty way of going about things. You know what I mean?
Huh. Interesting that how you managed to get it that far. But okay.
What do you mean?
Get the business going as far as it's gotten.
Well, it was a smaller business before.
Oh, and then after he sold it, it became significantly bigger.
Well, they always try to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah,
but now
that with most businesses.
But again, like now we have like a quote unquote corporate overlord. So now we have to not meet quotas, but we have an expectation to be not just profitable, but more than profitable, and not just more than profitable, but always more than profitable.
Yeah.
Build. Whereas before it was like it was his business. So as long as he was able to pay his mortgage, pay his employees, pay his rent,
then it was good.
We're good, right? Yeah. He's not looking to build an empire.
Yeah.
Whereas this other guy is like, he has a business in Toronto. He owns both businesses that are in the shop with me.
Yeah, holy shit.
You know what I mean? Like, he bought them.
Yeah.
And so this guy is looking to make lots of money.
Yeah. And being good enough is not good enough. You have to be excellent.
And it's not like he's breathing down our throats either. He's actually, I've heard from one of the people before who was working with us that like, if we don't make our quotas to pay our rent and stuff like that, he'll put some money into our account.
Oh, really?
To keep the business afloat and stuff like that, because the idea is that it'll build.
Yeah.
Because the company will build and get better, right?
Yeah, you can't just expect to be profitable right off.
Yeah, especially when you're buying someone's business that clearly they're trying to retire because it's too difficult to run and or is not profitable enough to be worth their time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So it's like there's obviously he's understanding. So it's not like the most terrible situation for me that I'm having someone breathe down my neck specifically, but it is like a thing of like, what the fuck is going on? Why am I not being recognized for the quality of work. Well, why is one person not recognizing what I do? You know what I mean?
Something you'll have to
I'm
deal
just waiting
with.
for him to retire. I just want him to get the fuck out of my face. If I never had to see him again, I'd be fucking happy, unfortunately. I hate to say it, but I'm fed up with his shit. Like, I've been putting up with it for a long time. He's stressed me the fuck out for the last 5 years. I'm at
Over
my wit's
nothing.
end.
Over nothing.
Yeah. For keeping his business afloat. Like,
Yeah.
I want to go to him and be like, you do realize that over the last 5 years, any money you've paid on your mortgage, any money that you fed your family with, has been literally printed off of my back. Like, literally printed off of my back.
Literally, but figuratively.
Yeah. Like, any money that you've made because of your business
Yeah.
has been because of my labor.
Yeah, like
And the 95%, and that's me being generous over the last 5 years, and 95% of all of your printing that's been done in the last 5 years has been done by me.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a shit ton of printing.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's so much. That's the entirety of your fucking business. And I can't get any recognition for having some level of integrity or like being OCD like I am. When I walked into that shop, they had the fucking inks arranged by color.
I remember you mentioning
right?
that.
And they're by the standard is a Pantone number.
Yeah.
And each Pantone number is a very specific color. I have literally rearranged the entire thing to be in ascending order from 0 to 7,000
Oh my god.
for every Pantone we made. And I've made areas where we can expand so that if we make more inks of a certain Pantone number, like a 300, we can put it on the shelf and then we have it permanently so that if any other customer comes in, they have that color accessible to them, and it's going to be consistent to every single other Pantone that was that color too.
Damn.
Does he give a fuck? Nope. Just my job, right?
Mm.
And I hate to harp.
That's not even your job.
No, it
you
is.
made things better.
Yeah, I made things better, but like that's I made improvements. But does anyone give a shit? Well, does he give a shit? Not enough to get off my fucking back. It's so annoying, dude. Such a piss off. Pissed me off so much. It makes me like, there are so many days where I'm like looking at how much money I have in the bank and how much money I have in vacation, being like, I'm just gonna take 2 months off.
Oh, and you could probably get away with that?
Yeah.
Just take the vacation pay?
Yeah, take the vacation pay, take whatever I have in my savings, drain it all, who gives a fuck, and just like, you deal with your fucking business then. You see how much fucking work. And I know he's like older, so he's got way too much pride up his ass to ever admit that I actually do anything, even if it was a dire situation. So like, that's never gonna happen. I'm never gonna get the satisfaction of him like calling me and being like, I need you back. I'm sorry. I
doubt that he's ever gonna do that.
Yeah, I know. I'm never gonna get that satisfaction, even though I would love to have him do me a written apology and then read that out in front of everybody. It would be so satisfying. It would be like a delusional Joker moment of like living in a fantasy for me. That's what I dream of. And it's never gonna happen, dude.
Maybe you should tell him how you feel.
Yeah.
You guys need to go into like marriage counseling, but not, it doesn't have to be.
No, man. I've told him the truth about everything that I do and about the business and about how I operate and what I've got lined up and what I've done in a day. It's never fucking good enough, dude. It's easier to just be like, I did work, and that's a better idea of making him like happy and satisfied than it is for me to actually give him details of like, I did this and this and this is what I accomplished today. The minute that I have told him the truth, he doesn't like what he likes to hear. That's why he doesn't talk to me, because he never gets the answer he wants. He wants yes men.
Yeah.
He wants people who just say yes and I'll do it, and then just do it, but do it garbage and not know what the fuck they're talking about.
I used to be like that.
What, yes men?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it makes bosses happy, but it's not like when you're on the ground floor, it never works like that.
Yeah.
There's a standard that you can try to hit to be in a kind of framework, but realistically, the framework always falls apart. There are so many. There's not enough businesses that are consistent enough that actually can operate within a set framework and always be consistent in that framework. You know what I mean?
Like everything looks like it works out on paper, but then once you go and do it,
yeah, it's like
you'll
McDonald's.
see all the nuance.
McDonald's has made a factory lineup setting of having every burger supposedly look the same, taste the same, and be anywhere you go. You go in Canada, America, doesn't matter. Ketchup tastes the exact same. There's the exact same amount of condiments, stuff like that. But even in that, there's going to be structural differences, and maybe not every single time it's going to be perfect.
Yeah.
But you can get close.
You can get close.
You can get close if you have those kind of parameters, and if you set up everything so that there's the least amount of fucking around as possible. But eventually, you're going to get a hamburger that the bun's too small for the hamburger because someone made it a little too big this one time. You're gonna get that one time where one of the people gets bacon on their fucking snack wrap and they didn't want bacon on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just gonna happen.
It's just gonna happen.
Because guess what? Shit happens in a day. A lot of things are going on. It can't always be precision.
Everything is gonna be the same.
Yeah.
100% of the time.
Yeah. Even me, when I try printing shirts, like there's a variation in height. There's a variation. If I do a reprint of a job and I don't have a sample of what I did previously, it might be a quarter inch off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, for me, I'm OCD. I try to get it as close as fucking possible, and it stresses me the fuck out when I don't have it exactly the way the last one looked. Like the reprints that I do, I did those recently. So that means that the recent prints are going to look a little different than the new prints I'm going to have to do. And that doesn't stress me out, but it triggers my OCD.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That it makes it difficult for me to be like, why are we doing this? Just have your shit together initially. You know what I mean? Like, stop fucking me.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
I'm Portuguese, so working is in my blood.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm dedicated to what I do. I might not love my job, but I'm dedicated when I'm there.
Yeah, but like I would imagine that no two jobs are going to look alike. Like no two reprints are going to look alike.
Exactly. That's the thing.
Or I'll be 100% accurate to each other.
Yeah. It's really difficult because human error, machine, it could be cold on a day. That makes a difference. So.
There we go.
Yeah, that's been my week. That long-winded ass fucking...
Yeah, we're almost at an hour.
Yeah, I know.
That's impressive.
Well, we also did the Joker intro too.
We did, yeah.
But yeah.
There we go.
What you been doing?
Just working, and I did play Game of Smite during Thanksgiving. We were done dinner fairly early, like 7 o'clock or something.
Did you guys have turkey?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
And I'm not a huge fan of turkey, so I barely like whenever I go to a turkey, like any place, any kind of dinner with where they're serving turkey, which is usually Thanksgiving
or Christmas.
Yeah. Even at a friend's house or a party or wherever.
Yeah.
I will usually like almost always take like a lot of the sides and very, very little turkey because I do not like turkey.
You know what the trick is? Get the brown meat.
I know it is. Yeah, it is more moist. Yeah. But for the most people just serve breast because that's where the bulk of the meat is.
Yeah.
Unless you know how to cook turkey and like know that when to flip it around. Some people know like at what time to flip a turkey around, so that the juice from the brown meat goes into the rest of the turkey.
I've never actually heard or seen anyone actually flip a turkey before.
It's not something that's commonly done. It's because whenever I mention it, most people don't know about it.
Yeah.
But partway through cooking a turkey, if you want the whole turkey to be delicious, you flip it around.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I'd probably start it on its like breast, have its ass up or
back
up.
and then turn it around after. Yeah. I don't know what it is specifically. It's just a tip that I was told like I don't know 15 years ago or something like that.
Weird, but it probably works.
My mom doesn't do that.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I'm sure most people don't.
Yeah. I was done. I can't remember. I wanted to say we were done at 7 or something, and so I prepared this ham at home that I'm just like, that's some good shit that I just want to go and eat.
Oh yeah.
But my parents aren't Muslim, right? Or sorry, my parents are Muslim.
Yeah.
So they
don't eat pork.
They don't eat pork.
Yeah.
So I was gonna go, and told my sister, I'm just like, hey, do you want to come to my place? Well, we'll have another dinner there.
She's not religious either?
No,
okay.
No, she's not.
She hasn't told them?
No, she hasn't. Or maybe she has, but I don't think she's told them.
Okay.
But she's just like, yeah, let's go have that, because she doesn't like turkey either.
Okay.
And so we went to my place.
You just had ham slices?
Yeah. I had this, I don't know, it was what is it? I forgot what it was called. It was just like a roasted ham. Again, I got it from Superstore because it was cheap.
Like a honey ham or something?
Yeah, something. It was fucking delicious. It was so good.
Yeah. Did you have a little mustard?
No.
That's
does that help it?
I mean, it's like putting ketchup on your fries. It's like you can have the flavor of the fries, or you can have it with like a little bit of sauce. Some people put mustard on ham.
It was already soaked with some kind of sauce.
Oh, okay. So
previously, yeah. But anyways, it was fucking good. I think it was called an apple smoked ham, something like that.
Okay.
And then my sister was just like, "Can I just stream on your computer for a little bit?"
Yeah.
I was like, "All right, fucking." Let's
so that was what the streaming was?
Yeah.
Because I seem to remember someone, either my friend or me, saw that you were streaming, but I didn't bother actually watching it because I was out or whatever.
So she streamed. Initially, we were just trying to make her stream on her account, but my streaming software, of course it's when somebody else is there, fucked up in a way I've never seen it fucked up before.
Dude, every time that I've like you watch streamers enough, they are always like, I haven't changed anything from yesterday. Why is all the settings all fucked up?
Yeah, like that's exactly what happened. Yeah, it's so weird. So I had to so my first thought is, because we connected it to her account, I'm just like, all right, let's just connect it back to my account.
Yeah.
And it still didn't work.
That sucks.
And so I was just like, okay. So I just figured everything out. I'm just like, I reset the program. I restored all of it back to its original settings, and then I restored my previous settings.
Okay.
So that I don't have to set it all up again.
Yeah.
Because it could literally take like, I don't know, a couple of days if I were to set it up from scratch.
Yeah. So you have like a default preset.
I have a preset. Yeah. So I did that, and then it started working. But then I'm just like, fuck it. I really don't want to switch it back to your account. Let's just stream on my account. Okay. Whatever. So she did that. She just played some Smite.
Oh yeah.
And at this point in time, she technically has a better record at Smite than both of us, because she played 2 games and she won both of them. And then she stopped. She's just like, I'm just gonna stop.
Is she actually good, or did she win?
No, she fucking sucks. She's just like, she was carried, right?
Okay.
But basically her record, she's basically saying that she's gonna retire from Smite undefeated.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, good for her.
Yeah. So, but it was fun because she's played a lot of League.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so she has like MOBA mechanics.
She knows roughly what MOBAs are, but Smite is very different because it's the top-down view.
You mean?
Or sorry, not top-down, third person.
Yeah.
So like even things like, I have to tell her, you have to watch your back because jungles can sneak up on you.
Yeah.
In League of Legends, they can't sneak up on you as easy.
Yeah.
So she's just even like turning around is crazy for her. The other thing is she kept, whenever she was trying to get away from an enemy teammate, she walked backwards. I'm like, no, turn around and go forwards. Yeah. You occasionally you turn around a little bit to hit them with an ability, and then you book it out of there.
Spin back.
Yeah.
Shoot an ability and fucking run.
Yeah, I'm just like, if you walk backwards, you walk slower, so you turn around and move forwards. But she's just like, this is just too crazy for me.
What did she play?
Do
you just tell her to play Geb both times?
No, I was just like, just pick whoever you want to pick, and she's just like, I heard Aphrodite is kind of cool.
Oh, okay.
I was like, okay, that's fine. She got how to use Aphrodite pretty quickly.
Okay, that's actually probably a good start for someone who doesn't know what the flow of the game, because you just link onto someone, follow them around, then like, oh, they're low on health, click.
Second time she played as Scylla, which is again fairly noob friendly character. Yeah,
pretty standard type of mage. You got a dash away, you've got a dunk, you've got a grab, and you've got the dunks.
Fuck her, and I remembered now that Scylla's 2 is almost as strong as her ult.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Or the slow on it too.
Yeah. And when she was playing, I'm just like, okay, how would you build, a mage character in League of Legends? Like, what kind of stats would you try to aim for? I'm just like, all right, so I'll just help you accomplish that sort of thing in Smite. So she's just like, I usually just build power and lifesteal. So I'm like, all right, that's about right.
That's pretty straightforward. Yeah. I mean, you can do like goofy builds where you actually add health or something like that, but
try to go for a tank build.
Cooldown fucking power of Scylla, you don't have to worry about much.
Yeah. So she won both games. She did fucking terrible both games, but she got carried. Yeah. And it was fun. So that's probably been the most exciting thing that's happened with me. Yeah, nothing much other than that. Work has been kind of nice. They haven't hired them this week, but they hired somebody we had somebody who quit a couple weeks ago.
Okay, yeah.
And they finally hired someone to replace that person. I don't know anything about this person they hired.
You just know they did.
I just know they did. Yeah, so they said that on Monday this new person is going to start.
Okay.
Which I'm looking forward to, because now I can stop taking on other roles.
Yeah.
Because I've been like, when I first started with the company, I was doing like a bunch of different things, and it was just too much for me, which is why they had to start hiring more people.
Okay. And
it's been slowly reverting back to me going into that previous role where I'm doing a bunch of other things.
People keep quitting.
Yeah. So and I'm happy to just not work as much.
Yeah. Or as hard.
Because like I'm already counted. Like now I'm not going to say I'm like the head of my position, because I'm not, but like they count on me to like figure out everything that needs to happen and then divvy it out for everyone else.
Yeah. So it's like me.
Yeah.
You're the head, but you're not actually officially the head or paid.
Pretty
like
much,
it.
yeah. Thankfully, there is the one girl who works with me, who I've mentioned before, who is fucking like, she's pretty smart. She picked up on everything. I'm just like, I showed her how I do, like how I figure out what work needs to happen.
Yeah.
Because you have to remember, we get jobs, by the hundreds.
Yeah.
So I just showed her, like, this is how I organize everything, and she picked it up pretty much like that. So she and I have been doing the bulk of the work.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Without her, I'd be fucking going crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not as bad as it could be, but it could be better.
The new person who's being hired, is that like the same type of position as you, or is it just like one of the aspects of the job that you had to take on?
Same type of position as me. But the girl that I showed how I do everything, my boss went to her and he's just like, what do you prefer doing? Like, we can give you a new role if you want.
Yeah.
If you prefer doing what Ken does, we can give you that. If you prefer doing what you were previously doing, then you can do that instead.
Yeah.
So he's leaving it up to her. She hasn't made a decision
Oh,
yet.
okay.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens on Monday. So I don't know. But work has been steadily getting better for me for the most part. Unlike you, I suppose.
Well, I mean, mine's okay. I just have like a weird dice roll of frustration that gets thrown in there, but everything else is kind of like
works out.
Yeah.
Fair enough. The only thing that's been bothering me about my work is like, I might have mentioned this before, but the fleet manager, or not the fleet manager, the person who's like kind of in charge of the warehouse is like coming to me and just being like, hey Ken, I need you to start keeping track of your tech's vehicles, which ones they're driving, and like the mileage that's on them, and then send me a weekly report.
Isn't that what the techs do?
They're supposed to, but the problem is like the techs aren't letting them know when things are going wrong. So like their vehicles are just breaking down without anybody really knowing. And then even when, sometimes the techs will leave the vehicle at the mechanics or by the mechanic, and they'll maybe tell the warehouse manager what's wrong with the vehicle, but the warehouse manager doesn't tell the mechanic that, stuff like that. So I'm like,
there's like a communication breakdown.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm trying to get a hold of that, because when my tech's vehicles break down, it really affects my work. Yeah. So I'm trying to just get a hold of everything, and like if anything happens, then I tell the right people and stuff.
How come the techs don't keep track of that? Because I swear you told me before that they do their mileage and stuff like that, like where they drove out to.
No, I
like the odometer checks and stuff like that.
Again, like they're supposed to. Like
okay.
they're given basically like spreadsheets of work that needs to be done.
Yeah.
And on that spreadsheet, I don't care if it's at the beginning of the day or at the end of the day. It doesn't matter to me. Put whatever your current odometer is at.
Yeah.
It's not going to make too much of a difference if it's beginning or end.
Yeah.
And then when they submit that spreadsheet back to me with their notes and everything, it's supposed to have that information, like the odometer.
So they're just missing out on like a small.
Yeah, like they'll give me the information about all the work, which is great. Yeah. That's what I need the most. But then a lot of them will miss like writing the odometer and which vehicle they're driving and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So
carelessness.
I have to track who's who hasn't been doing it and whatnot, and then sending them an email just asking for it, and then sending that information to the fleet manager.
That sucks.
Yeah. And the thing that makes it more confusing is lately we've had less work because it's wintertime. So I've been, instead of giving my techs their own sheet of work to do, I've been doubling them up.
Oh, okay.
So it's, instead of like one person going to 10 addresses, it's two people going to 10 addresses.
Just to make things go faster? Or?
Just because there's not as much work available, so and two people are more likely to do more jobs than one. Like there's a lot of jobs there's a lot of jobs that come back, like when I used to give them out to a single person, where they're just like, I need a second hand.
Oh, okay.
So like a higher percentage of work gets done this way.
Yeah. And theoretically quicker because there's two people. Yeah, I need this, go to the truck, as opposed to me having to go to the truck. Yeah,
that's exactly it. Or I can finish up here, you go to the next job to get that started, and then I'll join you there.
Yeah, it's like me with my coworker who's like my assistant. It's like, so I don't have to do a little bit of the cleanup stuff. I can do something else, get the next job prepped.
You can get prepped, So it's stuff like that. But because they've been sharing the same spreadsheet full of the jobs. Only one of like they'll submit that back, but only one of them will put the which vehicle they're driving and what the odometer is on.
Okay.
And I don't know which vehicle that I don't know which tech that vehicle corresponds to.
Yeah, or who is his like partner of the day?
Well, I know who the partner was because
okay.
I'm the one who decides who's going where. And because like I know who has digging equipment. I know who's driving the special kind of vehicles.
Yeah.
I know which kind of skills techs have, so I'll decide who goes with who.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so the special vehicles, I know specifically who's driving those, but for the regular vehicles, I don't keep track of that. I never have, and I don't want to.
Yeah.
But I have to now because nobody else is.
That sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was I was bitching to the mechanic about that a couple days ago. He's just like, because he was telling me something similar. He's just like, fuck, like everyone is just like asking me to do everything here, and they all want it done yesterday, and you know, and everybody comes to me with everything late, and they all want it done yesterday.
Yeah,
I'm just like, I hear you.
I know that feeling.
I know that feeling. Yeah. So that mechanic is awesome. He got me out of a really bad pinch once, where this is just like a personal problem where I parked my car, and then when I finished at the end of the day, some technician, not one of mine, put his vehicle right in front of mine.
Okay.
And so
like double parked?
Yeah, like literally like my vehicle, like a plus sign almost, like my vehicle is like this.
I was thinking like side by side. No, you just couldn't get out.
No, yeah, well I couldn't get out. That's the thing, right? Because my vehicle, behind my vehicle was a wall, and in front of my vehicle was his vehicle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So my first thought is, okay, I'll just go to the shop. I'll look for the keys for
move the truck or something.
Yeah. The technician took the keys home. So I called the mechanic. I'm like, hey, this vehicle's here. By any chance, I hope you're still in the shop because you could tell me. Like, I'm hoping you have keys or something for it. And he's just like, no, man, like I'm at my other job, but I have spare keys in this one location. Don't tell anyone.
Nice.
Yeah. And I haven't told anyone where it is.
That's good.
Yeah. And so I took the spare keys. I went into the vehicle, which is a manual, which I don't know how to drive.
Oh, that sucks. Well, you don't have to go very far.
No, I just had to move it a little bit.
So you're not going to probably shift it in a second.
It's manual, and it had a trailer attached to it. So I'm just like, fuck, I don't know how to drive this thing, but I did it very slowly and got it out of the way. Yeah.
Move it the minimal amount possible.
Just I was going so fucking slowly. Yeah. And I was just like, oh my god, dude, thank you so much. You saved my ass. And then I put the key back. I locked up the spare key
where it was supposed to be.
He has. Yeah.
Was that when you guys moved?
No, it was, I mean, this was after we moved, but not, like, it hadn't been new.
No, I know that, but I mean, like, the difference being that you used to be 5 minutes from work, and now you're in a different city.
Yeah, now I'm in a different city, yeah. Like, before, I could probably walk home. It's fine.
Not a big deal.
Yeah, this time... Yeah, fuck. I was just like, oh my god. So, I really like the mechanic. I have a huge amount of respect for him.
Yeah.
And he works fucking hard, and he's really good at what he does. So,
good.
Yeah.
It's good to have reliable people.
It is.
That aren't cunts.
It is. It just, like, I feel bad for him, because, like I said, a lot of the times, people will go to him and be like, hey, my vehicle has been running weird for, like, 2 months.
Yeah.
And it stopped working. And can you fix it? And I need it tomorrow.
What's the problem with it? And it's like, I don't know, just figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's just like, why couldn't you give it to me 2 months ago when you first noticed the problem?
The oil light came on 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Bring him to you. I'll get fucking oil in it.
Yeah. And when that happens, that means other things start breaking down too, because the first problem causes more problems.
Yeah.
So he's constantly trying to, deal with like weird shit. Yeah. So, like I said, I have a huge amount of respect for that guy. But anyways, my week has been fairly standard. Just the only weird thing is my sister streamed on my account.
That sounds like fun though.
Yeah, it was all right. It was all right. I had one person in there like just making like sexual jokes, like whatever.
Oh, on your stream?
Yeah, because it's my sister. Because it's a girl.
She was on camera, right?
Yeah, she was on camera. I'm like, whatever, fucking just tell him off if you want. And that'll solve that.
Yeah.
Call him a cuck. Do you want to move on?
Sure.
Okay.
Do you have a trigger? I don't really have any.
I do have a trigger.
Okay.
So this is one that kind of really annoys me. and I hear it said all the time. I feel like I brought this on the podcast once, but I keep track of all my triggers, and it wasn't on the list.
Okay.
So I don't think I brought this up. It's people who say the phrase. Give me a moment. I have to think about it for some reason. Now it just left my mind.
It's very specific.
It's very specific. Yeah. Freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences. I feel like I brought that up once.
I feel like, well, yeah, I think we brought it up in conversation.
Oh, well, maybe that's what it was.
You might have said it in passing, like that's a bullshit thing.
Yeah.
And then we might have talked about it, but I don't think you brought it up as specifically a trigger.
Okay. So what triggers my timbers, I forgot to
that's fine.
Start like that, is
working
people who say freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences. Because 99% of the time when people say shit like this, they also follow it up with, so if I beat your ass for saying something, then that's your fault. I'm like, no, you motherfucker, that's against the law. Yeah. You idiot. Freedom of speech does mean freedom from those kinds of consequences, you piece of shit.
Or at least, yeah, I don't know how to put it, but it would be freedom from consequences that would be life-threatening.
Or anything that's against the law.
Yeah,
no, it's just because like this is specifically what again, something I heard. I was reading on a website that I go to where somebody's just literally like, if you say the N-word, like, you're allowed to say the N-word, but if I beat your ass, then that's your fault. I'm like, no, it's not. That's your fault. Yeah. If you're violent, that's fucking your fault. You fucking piece of shit.
You might be able to argue in a court of law that, and you might be able to convince them that it's hate speech, but I mean, assault is still assault.
Assault is still assault. Yeah. You moron.
Yeah. I that's the same thing. I think I pointed that too about like Antifa, where it's like, we're gonna condone murder when it's convenient for us. I'm like, aren't you guys supposed to be like the quote unquote good guys that are supposed to be fighting for human rights and shit like that? But casual murder's okay with you guys?
Casual
like,
beatings are okay.
Your standards are a bit odd. That like, I can't say nigger, but I can get murdered.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know about that. It seems like a bit
weird.
Seems like not all lives matter. Or sorry, that's what I say. Or what
there was a Twitter post recently that said something along the lines of and it's fine if you want to consider this a joke. I'm fine with it being a joke. I'm not saying it. I mean, it's a little offensive, but I'm not worried about that part. Where they said for all straight white males, once they turn 18, they should take a test to make sure that they're progressive, or else they get castrated. Something along the lines of that. I'm like, whatever, that's a joke. That's fine. But in my mind, like, not even my mind, I did reply to it. I was just like, so you're saying that if people don't conform with you, you're going to castrate them? That sounds like something a Nazi would do.
Yeah. Also, like, people have such a short-sighted view where they think that just because they have a particular idea of beliefs that their kids are going to have an identical set of beliefs. It's like, have you not seen how culture like fluctuates like this every generation? Where
it always changes.
You have a bunch of people who are conservative, then you have a bunch of fucking hippies, then you have a bunch of more conservatives, and then you have a bunch of fucking progressives, and it just keeps flopping back. I wonder if it's because people in their teens rebel against their parents, and it doesn't really matter whether it's good, right, or wrong. They're just going to disagree with you because they don't want to follow in your shoes, and they want to. Most teens want to rebel.
What the generation after us, which is it Generation Z or X?
I don't know. I keep track of that shit, so it's fucking stupid.
The generation after us frequently say stuff like there's only two genders.
Yeah.
Like, I'm on TikTok a lot. I mean, I don't do videos on there
because they're young and they're hearing a bunch of crazy fucking 20 to 30-year-olds who look fucking retarded.
They think millennials are fucking retarded.
Yeah, because they look fucking ridiculous doing all this bullshit, and they're like, I don't want to look like a fucking idiot. It's like the same way that I look at like teenagers or how I was as a teenager. I'm like, man, I was fucking retarded. I don't want to be that person ever again. They're looking back at people that act crazy and be like, I don't want to be
I don't want to be like that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, whenever anybody on TikTok posts something like, you shouldn't use the word tranny or something like that, whatever, the comments will be filled with kids, younger than us saying tranny.
Well, that could be an edgelordy thing too, because I remember being in that phase. But yeah, it's exactly, the more taboo you make it, and especially for a younger
demographic
or generation, they're going to counterculture it and say exactly what you don't want to say.
Yeah, they're fucking playing themselves, man.
Yeah, it's like 4chan with CP. It's like you can put anything you want on 4chan,
yeah.
except for child porn. And then what do people try to sneak in every once in a while?
Fucking tons of child porn.
Yeah, exactly. Or anything that skirts the line. It's like people, just like this podcast, we're counterculture.
We're very counterculture.
You say that I can't say something, I'm definitely going to say it now. I'm definitely going to say it. You'd be better off if you said nothing in the first place and let me just live my fucking life.
But the thing is, we didn't used to be counterculture. Our point of view used to be the mainstream, I feel.
No, I think what it is, there was a fork in the road where some people kept following. And then we kind of were like, no, that sounds stupid. You know what I mean? Because we grew up in an age where it was like, and again, I think we've talked about this before, but it's like where atheism and being progressive was like the shit. And like, fuck religion, fuck conservatives.
That was totally my jam, man.
I remember being in high school and being like, McCain's the devil. Not specifically saying that, but like that kind of mentality. And then now as an adult, I'm like, he's just a fucking dude who's conservative. Like, he might have done some shitty things. Same thing with George Bush and stuff like that. It's like, presidents will do shitty things. Every president does shitty things.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's hard to say this one president is better than the other just because one is a progressive and black and the other one's a white dude.
Yeah.
It's like George Bush was stupid. Yeah. You can criticize him for that, but only saying that he's a warmonger, but then Obama continues all the wars and starts new wars and drone strikes people, and we're going to give him a free pass. It's like, when you start having that divergence of thought, it's like, I think, looked at that and were like, okay, so that's the world as it is. Other people are denying that and are saying, no, Obama never did that. That never happened. That doesn't exist. He's too good to have ever done something shitty. Whereas we're like, I guess everyone's shitty. Good. At least we know the cards are on the table, right? Some people fucking flip over certain cards that are inconvenient to their point of view, and now everything's politics. So everything has to be politics. Like, no. Everything doesn't have to be politics. I watched the fucking Joker. It was an entertaining movie about a dumb anarchist who fucking blows people up and wears clown makeup. Then I moved on with my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fucking hell. Like, just back to at least the trigger, since that's what the topic was about. It's just, people fucking parrot that fucking phrase all the time. Oh, freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences.
They like all those fucking talking points.
It should mean freedom from consequences, okay?
Well, I can agree that to a certain degree, but the idea that that's justification for violence is
fucking ridiculous.
It's retarded because you could say the same thing about what they're saying. You know what I mean? For all the things that anyone progressive with their hard ideological justifications, you could make the exact same thing that they're a cancer to society and they need to be taken out, and that I'm justified on assaulting them. The difference is that I don't think that I'm so right and delusional that I'm the good guy, that I have the justification to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't fucking force somebody into a certain way of thinking.
I mean, you can. Obviously, cancel culture has worked to a little small degree, but it's not going to work forever. And it's, I think, honestly, too hard of a thing for progressives to actually keep up the hard progressivism. Like,
like I said
earlier, manifesto, whatever you want to call it.
Like I said earlier, like if you're not racist, then don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You're not racist. It's fine. Yeah. If somebody calls, even if like a black person came to me right now and called me a racist, I'd call him a retard.
Yeah, you'd have to bring specific things, and it's like,
I don't,
because you said Zan nigger. It's like, really?
What?
Because I said a word. What about all the things that have been done? How about like, let's gauge racism based on like what races have done in the past.
Yeah.
Ken, how many times have you worn a white hood, burned a cross, and said the blacks gotta go?
Only 7.
Only 7? Yeah.
Okay, so 0 times.
Under 10, that's the barrier of entry for racism.
Yeah.
Then you get your hood.
Get to 10, yeah. Once you get to 10, you get your official hood.
It's just so fucking stupid. It's like, you have, and again, I'm sure I've talked about it before. It's like, you can have the crazy LGBT, well, I wouldn't say crazy. You can have the spectrum of the LGBT, where everybody's inclusive. Everybody's idea of themselves in whatever aspect and however they want to be seen and however they want to feel is completely legitimate. You can have all these different variations, but none of that complexity applies to anything else other than the things that are convenient for them to apply that to. Language is not complex. Actions are not complex. Ideas are not complex. But I can be a non-binary, two-spirit, gender-fluid person and completely inconsistent and have no type of standard for anybody to actually understand me on a level, just so I can feel a little bit special.
Yeah,
Or
that's all it wants.
Self-understanding.
That's all it is. Like, they want to feel special.
Yeah, and maybe that's not like a very what's the word I'm looking for? Very simple way of saying that, but that's kind of how I feel about a lot of things. Because like I know people that are in marriages that are like our age, right? That are in marriages, heterosexual marriages, who are coming out as non-binary.
Yeah.
You're telling me that you married your husband and wife. The idea of it, and yes, I know it's technically like a government thing and not really like it has to be a man and a woman, because it could be a dude and a chicken and a chicken. I don't care about that necessarily. But you're telling me that you're in a marriage, a legitimate, this dude has a penis, you have a vagina, you're a heterosexual relationship, but you're non-binary. How the fuck does that work? How can you come out as non-binary 3 years into a marriage?
Yeah, no, they just decided, and it's both of them.
Maybe in this particular case, it's not.
Oh, it's one of them. It's the woman.
But it's like, yeah, it's the woman.
It's always,
and it's like, oh, what are you really doing it for? Are you really doing it because this is how you feel, and maybe that's what you're telling yourself? But honestly, I feel like it's people who are lost, are upset, who don't have any meaning in their life, and who are looking for meaning in their life. I'll admit, I don't have meaning in my life. I'm looking at the end of a barrel, not like literally, but like, you know, I can't commit suicide. I've tried that. It didn't work out. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm too much of a coward to actually die. So I'm just looking at me being 80 and just waiting for the clock to tick, basically, because I'm so unhappy with how my life is currently. Yeah. In the genera.
And everyone should just accept that that's the only way to live.
And that's fine, right? I'm working through it in my own way, but I'm not trying to find meaning in things that don't actually apply to me just because I have felt shitty in the past. It's called an evolution. I'm evolving my personality. I'm taking what I had before and building upon that, not destroying my entire identity to rebuild to be something that makes sense for me in the moment, or that makes me feel good in the moment. Yeah. What makes me feel good in the moment isn't going to help me in the long run. But doing what I need to grow to make me feel good is actually going to help me. But just claiming that I'm gender fluid is not going to make me happier. I don't understand anybody who can, maybe if, like, I can understand it in like the gay perspective, where it's like, I'm coming out as gay because I feel this way and I like fucking dudes. It's like, okay, I can understand if that's what you're saying to make yourself feel good, because it's reinforcing how you actually feel internally. But something like non-binary, where you're in a committed relationship, it's like, come on.
Non-binary.
It's like, you've played your hand, you've done your things, you've gotten married, and you're telling me now, after all this time, you haven't understood yourself? Why the fuck did you get married?
That they're a non-binary pansexual.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not in the mood to get married to anyone in the next 3 years. You know why? Because I'm an unhappy person, and anyone who marries me, it would be a fucking shitty deal for them to marry me in such a like rut that I'm in, to think that I can just offload my unhappiness on them as if it's going to solve my fucking problems.
See, what you need is for a woman to be even more unhappy than you. That way you could just feel good about yourself.
Well, no, I was going to say we could just be miserable together, and then I could be like decently happy.
No, because whoever is the most unhappy will unload their unhappiness on the person who's slightly happier.
I don't know. I feel like it would be like a kind of like mesh.
A mesh?
Because you can't have the exact kind of miserable nature. It's going to have like a kind of like an overbleed. It's like, oh, I understand that. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm fine with people saying they're non-binary, even though that technically doesn't mean anything. Like, gender from a technical sense, because this isn't even entirely accurate, is based on biological sex. Yeah. But admittedly there are some things that we throw into gender that are not related to biological sex, like the way we dress, what clothes, makeup, attitude. It's like but there's still a loose basis there. When you're saying you're non-binary, you're completely losing the base.
Yeah. Or the social contract that we all kind of sign. Yeah. It's like, it's fine to be a man walking around with a dress on. That's fine. Everyone's going to accept you. But the minute that you're like, I'm non-binary, it's like, so you're just throwing out everybody, what we've all agreed on, to understand one another, to be able to even cohabit.
Yeah, it's
to be convenient for you.
It's not to force anyone into anything. It's just to understand each other. Yeah. But whatever. Like, it's fine. It's just neither here nor there. Just, don't be like Jessica and even try to fuck kids. Yeah.
Or like claim that you're trans for like not legitimate perspective. Like, did you see that thing with Trisha Paytas? No. She's like this shitty YouTuber. She came out as trans. Okay. Even though she's almost always sexualizes herself in a female sexual manner.
Oh,
like does a vlog with like a bra on, or she it's really hard, but if you go to her like channel, H3 has done some like videos on her.
Okay. And so what's her justification for being trans?
Sometimes she feels like a boy, sometimes she dresses down, sometimes she doesn't wear makeup and shit like that.
That doesn't make you trans.
I know, it's a shitty fucking thing. It's a really shitty video. Pretty much I'm almost entirely sure she made it just to get views.
Okay.
Because she's come out as like everything in the book basically over the like last few years. Like anything you could possibly think of, she's probably come out as.
I think people like that,
they're abusing it. They're like,
well,
the worst
I think they honestly believe these things, but mostly like they talk themselves into it.
I think that's how most people are that actually believe it. Like what you're saying, that's how I feel about the people that claim that they're non-binary after they're in a committed relationship and stuff like that. Like people who are just looking for meaning in their life. I feel like they've talked themselves into it. Or like Sam Smith, who's a gay man.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
He's a singer, but he's been gay the whole time. But he came out as non-binary recently because he surrounds himself with progressive people. Yeah. So as that progressive movement, he's a gay man who has to come out as non-binary because it's just the thing to do. You know what I mean? Because it makes everyone feel better. Because now the group gets bigger. But it seems like it's like a self-imposed thing of like, are you doing this because you actually feel this? Or are you doing this because of some sort of exterior justification of meaning? You know what I mean? It's like,
I feel like we're being a little hypocritical then, because we said that we, signed the social contract to understand everyone, and then but in this smaller group where they're saying that that's kind of bullshit.
I don't know. I guess what it is there's complexity that every situation should be actually looked at in detail. But it feels like to me that a lot of the people that run in these groups, a lot of them don't actually are like straight people who just want to be part of a larger group and don't want to be excluded and want to seem woke.
That might be it.
And whereas like there's other people like Sonic Fox. Again, he does like fighting game tournaments. Okay. But he's like he's a black gay furry.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And he dresses up like a fox and stuff like that. But he's like, he wins tournaments, so everyone knows. You obviously don't, but a lot of people know who he is. So him, I believe. Yeah. I believe he's a furry. He lives it. He breathes it. He's gay. I believe it.
I give furries a pass because a lot of furries actually like it seems like they're really into it.
Yeah. Like it's part of who they are. Yeah. I can believe that. But someone who's just like, I'm two-spirit. I'm like a wolf spirit. I'm like, no, you're fucking not. You're just a person who likes like foxes or wolves or some shit like that, and you just like the idea of being like that. You're no different than like a teenager, like fucking being a goth and being like hail Satan and shit like that. It's like no, you're not. You're just doing it because it's a cool thing to do.
There's now a privilege from trying to get rid of your privilege.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know what to call that, but that's kind of the way I'm phrasing it.
Yeah, I mean that's a good way to kind of encapsulate it. But I don't know. That's my thing, and I just have like more and more people around me that I hear of and stuff like that. They do things that I know that they are themselves unhappy, and then suddenly now they're something else.
Like every girl is starting to say that they're pansexual. Yeah.
Actually, that was like last year, honestly. I don't hear much of that pansexual anymore.
I don't hear about it much now, but if you, like, most girls that I do know, if I were to ask them about their sexual orientation, a lot of them will say pan.
Is that just bi? Or you just don't judge people and you fuck everything?
Yeah, that's kind of it. Bisexual means that you'll have sex with a man or a woman, or date a man or a woman. Pansexual means you'll date a person regardless of what they are. So, like, you'll date somebody who's two-spirit or non-binary.
Oh, okay. I guess so like smaller groups.
Yeah, if you're pansexual, you include the other definitions as well.
So, like... So we as straight men, I should speak for myself because I know you're a big homo.
I am not a big homo.
So a straight man, I personally wouldn't be sexually involved with a trans woman. Yes. But a pansexual would, even if they were heterosexual.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I guess a bisexual person might as well.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's again just. It's bisexual, but with more options.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically... somebody who's bisexual would probably behave in the same way, I want to say 99.9% of the time. Yeah. But you know, in at least in the current spheres things, pansexual is a better definition.
It sounds probably better to the progressives.
Yeah.
Great.
Did you hear about that weightlifter? I might have mentioned this on the podcast before. Did you hear about that weightlifter who only when weightlifting is transgender?
Oh, I do remember something like this.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know any of the details, but I remember hearing something like this.
He basically broke like 3 world records for women.
So he's gender fluid, but only when he's weightlifting?
Only when he's weightlifting. He's very specific
Nice.
about that. He's just, and he won't dress up in it at all or anything. He'll just be like, I'm a woman now, and so I'm going to go just smash this record.
See, that's what I was going to get to earlier, where it's like the only way that anyone can look at that, like the LGBT movement with like criticism, is when shit like that happens, or Jessica and Eve, where it's like people start abusing the system and you can't just accept them for who they quote unquote are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that's when you see blatant, like,
well, some people
cheating
still,
of the system.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this guy's just a troll, so I think he's
I know, but
hilarious,
that's what I mean. You know what I mean?
ju-
Like troll, whether it's sadistic or not, whether it's Jessica and Eve trying to fuck kids or a dude cheating the system
Yeah.
and being a troll. It's like, come on, guys. Come on. Have we seen a flaw in the system now?
Yeah.
Can we take a little bit more stock of what's going on and take the people who are legitimately feeling this way and not every single person who just says it?
I mean, some people still defend Jessica and Eve. Like, I went on to...
That's disappointing.
I went onto the website that she was on when she was trying to host the pool thing in Langley.
Yeah.
And, like, I was reading through the comments there, and a lot of people were defending Jessica and Eve.
But again, how many people do you think of that were defending her
Mhm.
actually took full stock of it and didn't just hear trans woman?
I mean, that's
You know
entirely
what I mean?
possible.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I feel like all the people that do support, it's like a just saying yes because saying yes sounds good
Mhm.
and it makes you sound good. Whereas, like, if you were to start actually taking stock of the complexity of the situation and the details,
Mhm.
I have a hard time believing these people would still say yes. I feel like it's like the type of thing where it's like, I read a headline, didn't read the article, but I'm just going to post it anyways. It's like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and you don't know what that article says.
Yeah.
It could say Heil Hitler in it, and you just posted an article positively that has Heil Hitler written all over. Are you comfortable with that? No. So then why didn't you look into it? You know what I mean?
Somebody just needs to start a satire news website where all the titles are, like, super progressively clickbaity.
Yeah.
But the only text on there is how Hitler...
Just fucking clips from fucking, what is it, his Mein Kampf.
Mein Kampf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
And
would
just
be hilarious. I wish I had more time and a computer because I would do bullshit like that.
progressivedaily.com, something like that.
Like,
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned that because Tim Pool did a video of that where it was like the about the fake news of Trump calling the president of Italy President Mozzarella.
Oh, really?
And
I
that
didn't
they
know
had-
about that.
And that they had been that U.S. had been allies with Italy since back in the day of Rome,
Okay.
but
Hmm.
everyone took it out of context.
U.S. has been...
Allies with Italy since Rome.
That sounds weird to
Like,
me. Hasn't Rome...
I might have been wording it
Okay,
poorly.
I feel
but,
like Rome
but,
has
like,
been around, like, a lot longer than the U.S.
I know that's why everyone was criticizing it.
Okay, all right.
Because he
yeah.
didn't actually say that.
Oh, I see.
The president of Italy's name is very close to mozzarella, but it's like I can't remember. It's something close to mozzarella.
Yeah, something.
Right? And
yeah.
Tim Pool goes through and is like, you see, they just repost this because it's convenient to their fucking ideological perspective. But he didn't actually say this. He didn't actually do these things. What he actually said was that they have similar ideological, like, compatibility as Italy from like the Roman times.
Oh yeah, that's totally legit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because it's a republic.
yeah.
Right? Like, so he was saying that, but people just took it out of context of that Italy has been allies with America since the days of Rome, even though
Oh my
that's
God.
discounting
Okay.
World War II and would sound retarded, but that's not actually what he said, right?
Yeah,
And it's like people just stopped there, and it's convenient that this meme was put out, and that's now truth.
fair enough.
Or
Well-
like he was saying with Hillary, where it was like, you know, Trump will say something and then people take it out of context or like misquote him, and then that becomes the fact. But when he corrects them, nobody takes his correction seriously because
No.
fuck him. But when Hillary was sick on the campaign trail and
Mhm.
everyone was like, she's sick, and then her campaign trail comes out and says she's not sick, everyone was
They
like,
just take
she's
that.
not sick,
Yeah,
right? So it's a whoever is convenient to believe that justifies your political beliefs
and
is who you're going to just believe based on what they're actually saying. But when it's not someone you agree with, you're just gonna think whatever the fuck you want anyways.
Yeah. No, that totally happens. I don't want to say this is people's fault. I want to say this is like media's fault. Like media,
Yeah, that's partially
they all want the Trump bump, and it's
Yeah.
lucrative. It's less lucrative than it used to be, but it's still lucrative to view Trump in a negative light.
Oh yeah. Tarkin photos make him look more orange. It's like, man's
Yeah.
orange enough. Trust me, you don't need to make him look more orange.
When I was trying to get satire articles for the game today,
Yeah.
like the first 5 websites I went to, almost all articles about Trump. I'm like, oh my fucking god, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Because dude is just fucking
Like,
prince money.
Even
Prince
like in
clicks.
satire, like all these people can do is make fun of Trump.
I mean, you gotta at least give him this for satire. It's like a deep well of you can make up
Yeah.
anything. And it's
Fair enough,
believable.
you're totally right. But
But,
I
yeah.
was just getting sick
But
of
it
it.
is like a low grab
Yeah.
still, where it's like you can't do a little bit of effort and make a good joke.
Yeah.
Can't just be Trump. Come on.
Even like the NPC website was like doing pro-Trump stuff. Or sorry, no, they were doing anti-Trump, but it was making fun of the anti-Trumpers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it's still Trump. Like can you just give me something that's not Trump?
Yeah. A little palate cleanser, please.
Yeah. Jesus fuck. I can only suck the Trump dick so much.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Go ahead. Say we should move on to your song,
So we watched Sound and Fury last week.
which is amazing.
Well, it was short. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was a little disjointed. I would have liked a little more coherent, straightforward storyline. But for what was there, it was pretty good. I liked the music. So the song that was stuck in my head was "Sing Along" by Sturgill Simpson.
Is that which one? I think you told me, but was that which song was that one? Do you
That's the
remember?
one where she's driving
Yeah. Okay.
like to go fight them.
That's dope ass song.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Ronin was pretty good too. The one where it's the dudes going up to the mountain and
Yeah.
they kill everybody there.
Yeah,
That's a
I
pretty
did
good
like that
too.
one. Yeah.
But that's more of like I feel like it's like a song that's getting like the hype train up, whereas
Mhm.
Sing Along is the hype train, I feel like. And I listen to that shit like once or twice a day,
Mhm.
every day this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I was
got-
into it super hard.
Okay.
Like we watched the movie that day
Mm-hmm.
on Saturday night. When I went to the gym on Sunday, I listened to it on the
Oh
way
my-
to the gym. In the car when we went to go see Joker on Tuesday, I listened to it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to put specifics, but like Monday I listened to it at home.
Mm-hmm.
I put it on my speaker. Come home on
Jesus
Wednesday, I put
fuck.
it on my speaker.
You really got into that.
It's a good fucking song. I'm only sad that it's like only 3 minutes long.
Well, 3 minutes is good.
It's pretty standard, but
Yeah.
it's like I want more.
Yeah, fair enough.
So
All right, are you ready
let's do
for which one is
fake news.
where Shane and the audience gets to decide which of the or gets to pick which one of the 4 articles I bring in is fake news. Okay. Disney hints openly at transgender character in Frozen 2. Michigan boy suffers second-degree burns in fire challenge.
Okay.
Hundreds lose their driver's license during Oktoberfest e-scooter mayhem.
Okay.
Jesus shoe. So Jesus shoe is quote unquote, which is $3,000. So Jesus shoe, $3,000 sneakers filled with holy water sells out in minutes.
Oh my god, what the fuck? Okay.
I will give you this. I need to go on my phone and get the articles.
Yeah, I'll read
anyways.
this out again. So that'll help me a little bit. All right, from the top. Disney hints at openly transgender character in Frozen 2. Okay, totally believable.
Mhm.
Totally.
Well, I
Can see
thought
that.
Elsa was gay for the longest time, but transgender, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's obvious they're adding another character in there. Michigan boy suffers second degree burns in fire challenge.
Mm-hmm.
That again, with all the dumb shit that people do,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be
Totally
surprised. Hundreds lose their driving license. Hundreds lose their driving license during Oktoberfest e-scooter mayhem. I wish I would figure out where it would say that was. I feel like that would be
Oh.
more like revealing, but that might give it away as well.
Yeah.
Quote unquote Jesus shoe, which you think I want to know the context of that because I'm pretty sure that they always depict Jesus wearing sandals and he was in the desert.
That's true, yeah. And now there's I
It's
didn't
a
even
sneaker.
consider that irony. Yeah, now they're selling $3,000 shoes to fucking to I don't know, to rich people.
All right. Jesus shoe, $3,000 sneakers filled with holy water sell out in a minute.
It's like a fucking mockery of the Christian religion.
Yeah. I mean, so is fucking priests raping kids, but molesting kids.
They're never gonna stop that.
I'm gonna start to cut some of these down.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the first two seem pretty legit.
Okay.
Disney wants to be progressive. They want to make their money, so why not put a side character that's trans? No sweat off their back, makes them look good.
Well, like
fire challenge. I mean, how many dumb challenges have we seen over the years? I've seen that one where they put their lips in the bottle and suck really hard and their lips get all fucking blistered out.
That one was a little bit more mainstream, but I know stuff like the Tide Pod challenge was like 1 or 2 kids, and then it just everyone just ended up hearing about all the kids doing it, but no kids actually did it. It was 1 or 2.
Okay.
But the bottle one was like that was actually a significant amount of people doing it.
Oh man, I don't know, because Jesus shoe. That's got to be like just someone made a sneaker and called it the Jesus shoe. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking of. Because there's no way that someone took a relic like Jesus's shoe and called it a sneaker, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Well, chances are it's not actually like a sandal. It's probably just...
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Sneaker, but they didn't have sneakers in fucking Israel in fucking 0 BC.
You don't think Jesus would be okay with $3,000 shoes?
I mean, maybe. Okay, I'm gonna say the hundreds lose their driver's license. Driving, that fucks me up because I'm always gonna say driver's license. Hundreds lose their driving license during Oktoberfest e-scooter mayhem because you don't need a driver's license.
Yeah, I mean, depending on where it is. I believe in some places in the States it is considered a motor vehicle.
Okay. Well, as far as I know,
might be wrong about that.
You don't need a license, so I'm gonna say. Okay, hold on. I gotta remember this. I gotta remember that it's supposed to be fake. It's supposed to be fake.
Yes.
Oh my god. People are crazy about shoes though. I don't know. I can't see people having their fucking licenses being revoked because of e-scooters. If people can still drive cars, it doesn't stop it. Oktoberfest
is, a lot of people get drunk.
Yeah, but then they're still going to drive cars. Or they could drive anything else. They could ride bikes.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose, I get what you're saying, but just remember, operating a motor vehicle under influence is illegal.
Yeah.
So even if e-scooters are considered a motor vehicle, then that's...
I'm also was thinking about this as they did this as a preemptive measure, but they're actually saying this during Oktoberfest mayhem. So that makes it that it actually was happening.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go Jesus shoe is the fake.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
It's the transgender one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Disney, you let me down. You're supposed to be fake woke.
Yeah. So we'll go from the top. So we'll go from
Disney.
So this is from NPC Daily.
Okay.
Which again, I was almost gonna give up with this, and it's fucking really hard on satire websites because they only write one article a week or somewhere every 2 weeks.
Try the Beaverton. Or
I did. I went to the Beaverton.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because of the elections and everything growing up, it was just articles about Scheer, which is same thing as Trump.
Yeah.
So
Trump light.
Yeah. The Beaverton was the first website I tried. I literally went to Wikipedia just to search up satire news websites, and I was just clicking a bunch of them, just being
nothing.
Go on their website. Nothing. Trump,
right.
Trump, Scheer. I'm like, oh my fucking god, you guys, I'm gonna kill you all. I'm gonna make my own satire website. I'm never gonna mention Trump once on it. Okay. So this is Disney hints at openly transgender character in Frozen 2. This is from NPC Daily. Low-key, even though I hate the word low-key, I really like Frozen, and I'm excited for the second movie.
Okay.
We thought that Disney had proven their wokeness before when announcing Elsa would be a lesbian in Frozen 2. Hell yeah. I don't know if that's true, but I hope it is. Because that bitch is clearly gay as fuck. But they are surely outdoing themselves with a bit of leaked information about the upcoming sequel. A Disney insider told NPC Daily that the producers are including a nod to the LGBTQ community, spotlighting an openly transgender character in Frozen 2. The only thing that isn't clear is which character will be openly transgender.
Olaf, the snowman.
That would be the best one. He
Snow
could do it
woman.
easily. Stick the nose on his on his crotch. Male.
Yeah.
I guess he doesn't even have that now, but whatever. Okay. We could most likely rule out Elsa since it's already been confirmed that she's going to be gay as fuck. Those are my words. I'm paraphrasing. That still leaves Anna, Olaf, Sven, and Kristoff. I like your idea where it'd be a new character.
I mean, that would make sense. You know, I mean, why take an established character from the movie that you've already set up all these characters, and then just be like, fucking J.K. Rowling it and be like, you're gay now.
You're gay. Everybody's gay.
Yeah.
Somebody. So like, you know how there's like the movement to make Magneto and Professor X black.
Really?
Yeah, they're in like upcoming movies and stuff.
I mean, I'm not totally against it, but what's the point of that?
At first, I was just like, I don't really fucking care.
Why do they both have to be black?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I don't care. It's fine. But then I was watching a black guy on TikTok here who was complaining about it. He's just like, with Professor X, you could get away with it. But with Magneto, he grew up in the fucking like Holocaust, like Germany. Like, he's a Jew. How?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Hitler didn't like black people either, so you could almost make an argument for him too. But
I suppose, yeah. But he's just like, historically,
he's a Jew,
this does not really make a lot of sense. Anyways, back to this. Let's see. Though those are more main characters and not a semi-main character, they're talking about Anna or Olaf, Sven, and Kristoff.
Yeah.
We could possibly rule them out too, but not off the table completely. This would be the first mention of LGBTQ individuals in a Disney movie since their announcement of Alex is, I don't know what it is, that the first transgender Disney princess. That must just be a nod to a fake article as well.
Yeah, okay.
Yep, yeah, they're just quoting themselves in another fake article.
That's smart.
There we go.
Damn. I really believed you, Disney.
Yeah.
I believe you had it in you to be woke as fuck.
Woke as fuck.
Apparently that's a little too woke for you.
So this one is the Michigan boy suffers second-degree burns in fire challenge. This is from CNN.
Again, real.
Yeah. So this might be a little darker, but I feel like him doing a fire challenge is also kind of funny.
Okay.
12-year-old Michigan boy is recovering from second-degree burns after being set ablaze in what is described as a social media challenge. Okay, fine. Blame social media. Tabitha Cleary of Dearborn Heights, Michigan, told a reporter that her son, Jason, suffered second-degree burns to his chin, chest, and stomach after he was set on fire at a friend's house. This honestly just sounds like the kid is an autist and people are just messing with him.
People have done stupid stuff and they don't have to be autistic.
You think so?
There was that chick who shot her boyfriend because they thought the bullet was going to be stopped by a Bible.
Oh, that's what I remember that.
Yeah, and then she got like manslaughter charges.
Yeah.
Because it was basically...
It's basically
stupid.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. And he's 12.
You think so?
It's just people trying to be like, what can we do? Ice bucket challenge? What's the opposite of ice? Fire. We just take you from fire. And then you go see a movie where a stunt dude goes, like, gets set on fire. And you think that you could pull that shit off, not realizing that there's tons of safety precautions and it's not actually the actor.
Yes. Well, to me, it's just like, CNN is the kind of company that would like to blame social media on things. They want to blame gamers. They want to blame this and that. So I feel like this is just kids being assholes and CNN just being like,
and they're labeling it as a social experiment, even though the context of it might just be someone set each other on fire because they're assholes.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair. I mean, that's a perspective.
Yeah. So her son's injuries are thought to be due to the fire challenge in which children pour a flammable liquid like rubbing alcohol on themselves and then ignite it. Videos of such attempts have been making their way around YouTube for several years. I've never seen that. Again, that's a red flag for me that they're saying it's been around for several years, but I've never heard of this or seen it. Clearly told station that she heard her son screaming outside after his friends brought him to their door on his bicycle. And I immediately started freaking out. Take him to the hospital, she said. I'm starting to cry. Oh my God, this is horrible. Jason told the station that his burns came from second-degree fire sparked by nail polish remover.
Sorry to say this, Ken.
Mm-hmm.
There is a bunch of videos of people doing fire challenges.
And are they from a couple years ago? Like, are they from you?
5 years ago, 5 years ago, 7 hours.
I guess I'm wrong.
2 years.
My red flags, my bullshit indicator was wrong.
They even have it where, like, the top one, it's a video of a dude's hand, and it clearly put, like,
oh god,
alcohol.
I can't even. I don't even want to think about that.
No, it's just like you see.
It's just rubbing alcohol.
You just see a blue flame. Oh, I don't mean the second one. I mean the first one, where it's clearly like he poured something on his hand and then set it on fire, and then you can see it. I can't remember. There's something that you can do that with,
and it won't hurt you.
Like Oh, it's socks. If you take your sock and you take a lighter and you put a little bit of the gas from the lighter or whatever it is, and you light it on fire, it basically takes all the lint and then it lights all the lint on fire on your sock, but it doesn't light the sock on fire because it's not soaked.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So, but the sock's temperature might like increase, right?
Yeah, it might increase, but like the flame will like travel up the sock and burn all the lint that is lightly got the gas on it.
Yeah.
And then, so there's that kind of thing. I've seen people do shit
like
like
that. And then it just disappears. And then it just gets
because
snuffed out.
There's not enough accelerant for it to actually do anything.
Cool.
Yeah. So you could probably do the same thing with your hand if you just did like a light. I'm not saying anyone should do this, but I'm thinking that if you do a light amount of whatever it is and something that's not going to soak into your skin, like if you just dipped your hand in a fucking bucket of rubbing alcohol for like 5 minutes until you're pruning and then lit your hand on fire, I'm pretty sure you're fucked.
You're done.
But if it was like you're putting Zippo fluid or like the stuff from lighters on your hand and you just like lightly coated it and light it, I'm sure it
might just be that gets lit up. Yeah.
And then maybe you'll get a little singe or maybe you'll lose your hair on your hand, but I don't think your hand will like melt.
Okay.
So sorry, Ken, but it is.
It is a thing. Yeah. My bullshit meter was wrong. This is the first time it was like a little tiny fire. Then they swatted it off. He said a second time engulfed. Okay, so you're right. Yeah, the first time. So they did it twice. The first time it was a tiny fire and it looks like it did get snuffed out. And the second time it engulfed and they kept spraying it on me. I don't know what they mean by spraying.
Probably accelerant, whatever it is, rubbing alcohol.
His parents rushed him to the hospital. A spokesperson for the Children's Hospital of Michigan would not confirm the boy's treatment. So there's that.
Second degree burns sucks major dick, but it's not as bad as third degree.
Yeah, you can recover from second degree burns mostly.
Yeah, third degree burns you're gonna need fucking skin grafts.
You need surgery for third degree. Or more. Yeah.
Well, that sucks.
Yep.
Kids get smart. Don't do stupid shit for views. You have your whole life to get views.
Yeah, that's true. Fucking just go on TV and just fucking, blame millennials for climate change.
Yeah.
I hear that works.
Apparently.
Yeah. Hundreds lose their driving license during Oktoberfest e-scooter mayhem. This is from CNN. And it's not like the scooter you used to have. It's more like
the push scooters?
Yeah, push scooters, but electric. So
yeah, I've been seeing a lot of those lately.
In my opinion, people should lose their license for even getting near those things. Okay?
But it's an effective way of transport that's, well, except for the part where you toss it to the side, is easy and environmentally conscious.
It's not so bad here because they don't have the program here yet, but like in the States, they have those programs. Scooters are just like all over the place. And
they just throw them to the side.
People just throw them to the side and litter them, and it's just like,
what a waste.
At this point, people who use these things just need to be shot.
I know. Personal responsibility is a thing that is lost on people.
German police have revealed that hundreds of electric scooter users have lost their driver's license. So it's in Germany.
Oh, wow. I thought it was just Oktoberfest because people like drinking. It could be anywhere. I didn't know it was actually in Germany.
Nice. I thought so too. It's in Munich. So they got drunk. They went on the e-scooters. Total of 414 people were caught riding e-scooters under the influence. 254 lost their license. In 32 cases, police patrols intervened to prevent drunk driving. I don't know what that means for like the last 100 or whatever. In Germany, e-scooters, which were only legalized in June, are categorized as motor vehicles. So There we go. This means that drunk driving laws apply to riders, as some found out the hard way during the world's largest beer festival.
All right.
So there we go. That's that. Some positive part about the e-scooters is that they offer an affordable and quick way to make short trips in congested cities, much like bicycles, but without anyone breaking a sweat. I mean, that's pretty legit.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was by CNN as well. So 2 by CNN. The last one is by some website called ndtv.com.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's some Jerusalem website? I don't know. Jesus shoe, $3,000 filled with holy water, sells out in minutes. I actually thought you were going to know about this article because I had heard about this before myself, and you're a little bit more well-informed than I am.
No, honestly, dude, I just see shit in passing,
Mm-hmm.
and I just kind of take it in every once in a while. So sometimes I see stuff, and sometimes I don't.
Okay. The distinctive pair of white Nike Air Max, so it's from Nike.
Yeah, so
97s.
It's not an heirloom.
Yeah. Termed Jesus shoe. Are manufactured by Brooklyn-based creative label. Fucking hell, look at that. They even have like a little Jesus symbol on them.
Oh my god, they have a cross.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, cross. That why Jesus symbol, cross. Like, fucking Nike. You know, they're gonna say that they're with Colin Kaepernick, but they're gonna support China and fucking sell Jesus shoes. Okay, fucking.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
People like fucking buying shoes. It's a fucking
It is a nice
capitalism.
I would like this shoe if the cross wasn't on it. It's a nice design.
It's a fucking $3,000 shoe, dude.
Yeah.
Also, it's the New Delhi TV. It's an Indian news.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Fucking hell. Like, I don't know. This is bullshit. I guarantee you they still tried to make it as cheaply as possible with Chinese labor. Even though they were going to sell it at $3,000. Yeah. They just had like somebody from like one of the Pope's henchmen or whatever they're called.
The bishop.
The bishop. The Pope's henchman just bless some water at the Chinese sweatshop. Maybe take the sweat from the kids.
No, they probably did it on location, but the shoe was definitely made elsewhere.
Well, I think there's water running at the bottom of the shoe there, so I think that they.
Oh my god, I was so stupid. I thought they just took a shoe and arbitrarily filled it like where you put your foot with holy water.
No, I think holy water's in the shoe.
I didn't realize they made kids' shoes with the little floaties, or you put the little fish in it, and they did that for fucking the sneakers.
Yeah, that's what it is, but for Christian
holy
adults,
water?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
so
Jesus Christ.
They probably had a bishop in a Chinese sweatshop factory collecting the sweat from the kids because that's free water. They don't want to spend money on new water, right?
Yeah.
And then bless that shit.
Jesus.
Good choice of words. The distinctive pair of Nike Air Max 97s termed Jesus shoes are that's just regurgitating what I just read. If you think that it's the only holy water that soared up the price tag, then look at another feature of the kicks. The shoe also has a Bible verse, Matthew 14:25, the passage describing Jesus walking on water.
Oh my god. Oh my god. And this is what I chose as the fake article. It should be fake.
As usual, when you get it wrong, it would be better if you got it right. Yeah. At the side of the show, along with a single blood drop to represent the blood of Christ. Fuck. Some other religious insights include the frankincense scent insoles.
Oh, so it smells like a fucking dirty church?
Yep. At least
I fucking hate that smell.
It's that fucking new shoe church smell.
Gross,
a crucifix threaded through the laces, which we noticed. And a red sole, which references the red shoes traditionally worn by past popes. It's the best way to be as close to the Pope and as close to Jesus as possible.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
For $3,000?
Money is no object when you're trying to get into heaven. Okay?
It's fucking stupid, dude.
When the shoe is religious, so it has to be its package. The shoebox also displays an angel and a seal resembling the official papal taste. I don't know what papal means. Do you know?
Papal.
Papal? What is that?
It's I know the term. It's used to describe like people of the church.
Oh, okay.
Like the papal or like the priests and stuff like that. I'll look it up
like the officials or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you looked at that. I will keep going. We thought of that Arizona iced tea and Adidas collab where they were selling shoes that advertise a beverage company that sells iced tea at bodegas. I don't even know what that has to do with it, but okay. Excuse me. So we wanted to make a statement about how absurd collab culture has gotten, he added. However, Greenberg experimented with less than a dozen such pairs. He added they were made with no plans to create more. Oh, so they originally created this as a troll.
Oh, they did?
That's my understanding. Unless I'm reading this wrong.
It's a troll that got turned into a real news article? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's like a fucking Trigger Me Timbers. No, sorry, not. Which one's fake news? Like Inception.
Yeah. Like, what does it say? We wanted to make a statement about how absurd collab culture has gotten. So, which is like Jesus in shoes.
Yeah.
So
it's an art piece?
Yeah.
They got sold. Oh my God.
I think that makes it better, actually. Anyways, did you find it? Papal?
Papal. This is the definition. Relating to a pope or the papacy.
Okay.
So it's basically when you're talking about the pope.
Okay, all right. Pope. Okay.
People that do the pope or things that are relating to the pope.
Basically, the big dick energy in Christianity.
The biggest dick.
The biggest dick. Well, Jesus and God would be the biggest dick, wouldn't it? But this is like the next step down. I mean, he's still pretty big dick.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
That's a fair point. Okay.
Like God is like the 10-inch, Jesus is like the 8-inch, and the Pope is maybe like the 7-inch. Or no, it's got to be bigger than that.
I don't think it's got to be that close to Jesus. I think Jesus has got a pretty big dick.
Okay.
Jesus is probably a 9.5.
9.5?
Yeah. And then the Pope is probably like a 7.
Okay, all right.
There's got to be some distance.
There's got to be some distance.
Like Jesus is pretty high up there. Like God did all the work and did everything, but Jesus did a lot of stuff. They hold him in pretty high regard.
Yeah, he did a lot of shit.
So it's like a 10 and a 9.5.
Okay.
Right?
And then a 7.
And then a 7. Like there's a nice, generous gap where nobody gets a spot.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the Pope.
All right. Yeah, I'm down with that. All right. So, yeah, those are the 4 articles for today.
All right.
Yeah. Do you have any words of wisdom that
Honestly,
you want to give to our
I've been
people?
drying up really hard with the words of wisdom. I got nothing wise to say these days. So I'll pass it to you if you've got something.
Don't buy $3,000 Jesus sneakers.
Yeah, don't buy $3,000 troll Jesus sneakers.
Yeah.
That works for me. Save your money. Give me 1,000 of it, and then keep the 2,000 for yourself, and you'll still spend your money better.
Fuck, that's very generous of you, Shane.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Be smart.
That probably is better. They could give you 1,000. They could spend, $200 on a decent pair of shoes.
You give me $1,000, I'm gonna spend it on a soundboard and make this podcast better, so I don't have to do fake news every week.
Awesome. Well, I'll let you close it out. I opened, you close. I haven't said that in a while.
Well, everyone, it's been good being triggered about my boss and all that. You all have a good night and go fuck yourselves.
Hold on, one more thing.
Oh wait.
Remember to contact us at Overtly Disagree.
Oh yeah, and if you want to send us a message for somewhat productive purposes, preferably, you can send us an email at overtlydisagreeable@gmail.com.
Or you can Google Overtly Disagreeable .blogspot and you'll get to our website, and then you can comment on a podcast specifically. You can comment on an episode specifically.
I didn't realize that, but okay.
Yeah. I mentioned it last week.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, right. You did mention the blog.
Yeah. Anyways.
I just never thought of the idea of me having a blog because I think blogs are stupid.
I have to set it up this way in order to do it. Like each episode is its own blog technically.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's from episode 0 onwards.
Fucking goddamn with the internet. Things. Whatever. Y'all have a good night. Go fuck yourselves.
Go fuck yourselves.